Hello everyone! Welcome to The Ghost in the Machine, a Dungeons & Dragons live stream about memory, identity, magic, and politics. We gotta get my camera straight. It's like...
So that's because someone keeps screwing with this thing, and I keep having to pick up the camera to take the tablecloth back down so that it's not all bunched up.
The camera is only as straight as you are, which is not at all.
Fucking white people. It is. It's going.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's racist.
Sure. We are back for episode 24 of The Ghost in the Machine! One episode away from being halfway to 50 episodes. Which will then be 2 episodes away from 1 year.
I mean, technically, we've done
episodes.
more than 50 episodes with the
Not of
one-shots
The Ghost in the
included.
Machine.
Not of The Ghost in the Machine,
Don't
but
give
with
a
the
shit.
inclusion of...
Yeah, there's been some other bullshit that other people have done, which I haven't watched.
Well, like you.
I was in one?
of-
I don't remember
Matt
that.
just keeps
You
like
ran
going-
one.
You ran
I was mostly drunk. Though.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna show them. They can't see your beautiful faces yet. I'm gonna transition here in a second. Get the battle map off the screen. We're not in a fight.
Not anymore.
Uh-oh. We're gonna have lipstick on the wrong man's glass.
Rob's lipstick is already on that glass.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's okay.
Correct. It's a nice color for you, by the way. I like that shade on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All natural.
Looks quite natural, yes.
It matches his nipples.
Usually that's how that works, actually.
Yeah, that's how you get the idea.
Yeah.
So next
Here we are.
Friday,
We're gonna start the
so
stream
not
sometime.
2 days from now, but a week and 2 days from now, you will be able to see all of our lovely faces. Potentially less like we are now, and more...
More
How
like
do
who
you
I
wanna
truly
say?
am.
You are...
We are bringing on a
My
special
people.
guest dungeon master.
Correct.
He has been on the stream once before. The fan favorite, if I might add, Ty, who a few of our viewers desperately want to have relations with, and I don't blame him. He's quite cute. He will come
How
on.
you phrase that? We don't want the mature filter.
I was diplomatic. He'll come on and guest DM for us for Vampire the Masquerade in two Fridays.
So yeah, I didn't know if we wanted to volunteer that we were all going to be dressed up as vampires, but here we are.
Well,
We
I
are
mean-
cats out of the bag.
I don't know what you
something.
mean. I am a vampire every other day, so this is just normal for me.
Explains why you only appear at night.
Correct. Correct. And why you can almost see through my skin, yes.
Right. That's true.
That's correct.
What else? Oh, we are having a Christmas themed one shot on the 26th Wednesday.
Yeah.
In place of a Ghost in the Machine episode, Rob will be DMing. Rob, would you like to give him a little more information?
We're all gonna die.
We know it's Christmas themed. We know it's set in Droska.
It's Christmas themed, set in Droska. Some players are playing some very funny themed characters that will be good, and I'll kill them all.
Yeah.
And then we also have another guest that will be joining us as well. That has confirmed.
Yep.
Excellent.
That's so excited. Just bring people in. If you are in the Chicagoland area and would like to come on our stream and are only moderately violent, you can come on.
Yeah. Dial 1-800-GHOST. In connection to one of our...
No, but you go to dicepriory.com and that'll get you an email and multiple ways to get a hold of us if Twitch isn't good enough.
Reach out.
Dicepriory.com takes you
With
to
the
Twitch.
tweeter.
Yeah.
Go there right now.
I haven't built a website yet, sorry.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Tweet us.
This is
There
the
it is.
announcement. Like we're
No,
getting ready.
I'm just like, this is our jazz.
What are you gonna stretch?
Yeah, I'm warming up for DMing.
Yeah.
I just have to
Gotta
say
stretch. You
that
hurt
those things
yourself.
that the fans have been saying about Ty have me very sad because I was enjoying being the sexiest member of Dice Priory. But I
Debatable.
guess.
Second sexiest.
We all have to, understand when to bow down gracefully here and there.
I mean,
Bow out.
Bend over.
you're
Bend
way
over.
sweeter than you, so.
Reach around.
That's not fair.
Whatever.
That's not fair.
So,
Well, I mean, genetics do take a place. You have no control.
Feminine wiles, actual beauty, yeah, all that stuff. Me,
so
shovel face.
when we last left these characters.
Remember our friends at Animal Helper, 501c3 located in New Orleans. They love us. We love them. Raising money for animals as always. They do incredible work. You can see updates and stuff like that. And yeah, you can see the before, the afters, all the nitty gritty. They're raising money for food and for surgery almost always. So just go donate, go help out. So with no further ado, and with no intro to play and to, I will begin the recap. When we last left our heroes, the Prism had just journeyed into the lower plains of Dice Angelum, and journeyed on through the River Styx, and then got off the River Styx after confronting a kind of fey aberration creature who eventually pledged her service to Gilly after revealing some details, potential true, untrue, the party is uncertain, about the land of the cold unending, and Gilly's patroness, Morgan, who led a violent revolution against King Borean in the land of the cold unending, which used to be known, according to this figure, Friaga, this Chaldrith, as the land of winter's joy. So, with that information, they journeyed on and got off the boat, off the River Styx, and journeyed in underground towards the city of Gehenna, and entered the underground caverns of the Fettered Barrows, a kind of area of just outside of, expands for quite some area outside of Gehenna that is home to creatures known as Fettergar, which are these kind of monstrous telepathic apex predators that devour corpses and disrupt warfare and cause all sorts of mayhem. They were set upon by that, a single Fettergar and some scavenger-like demons of a bow, and I believe they're called mesoliths, and emerged triumphantly in victory. We pick up with the fight having concluded, and the Prism weighing what has just transpired, everything they know, and pressing on to rescue Alric and defeat the steward of the Sulfuran Council. A lot going on. So, the Prism. What are y'all doing?
We should probably, if we can find a safe spot, take a short rest before we move forward.
Yes,
I don't know how aggressive these things are, if they'll be called by the sound of battle or whatnot.
I'm relatively undamaged, but I could do with recharging. I'll look to the spider-like creature.
The Chaldrith, Friaga?
Chaldrith, thank you. Okay. Are these creatures attracted to their own dead? You had mentioned that they clean the corpses from battlefields. Do you know?
I'm not an expert. I would assume that, yes, they are indiscriminate in consuming both living and dead life forces. A meal's a meal.
All right.
Then perhaps we should...
Yeah, we should see what we can gather here and then move on quickly. See if we can find somewhere safer along the way.
So I will tap you on the shoulder and go, "You're welcome to search the pockets of the tentacles and give you guidance."
I'm going
They
to
have pockets?
get all up in nature's pockets.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all up in the pockets
Nature's
of these
tentacle pockets.
of these things, just to see if there's anything to be had, maybe
Any part of that.
gold or something from a corpse that they've eaten.
Sure thing. Go ahead and roll investigation.
And add guidance. So next D4.
I can assist by pointing at things and telling you where to look, but not actually touching them, because it's all disgusting.
You occupy more of a management role.
Correct, yeah.
Which some would say, when done right, is the most noble profession.
Wrong.
7
I'm a manager and I disagree with you.
That's cocked, but it was very close to being a very, very, very excellent roll. Okay, well, that's still good. 19, 22... That would be an investigation check of 27.
What?
I almost rolled a nat 20, but I rolled a 19.
Guidance. Bullshit.
Yeah, this...
You get nothing.
Good day, sir!
Jeez. Damn it, how dare you give your players tools to...
I would never.
succeed.
I would never be caught dead giving my players loot.
I barely have any magic items right now.
You guys are annoyingly armed.
Go
to the teeth.
away. What?
So, you are sifting through the pockets, and at first you're like, you're starting to feel a little silly. This thing's been cut wide open. You don't really see. It's like what am I going to find? Like a coin purse. in basically one of these things like 8 stomachs, you begin to slice them open because as you tear through this fleshy, monstrous hide, you're getting frustrated because you're not finding anything, but you're dogged and you're determined. You're like, you know what? It's eating. It's going to be in its stomach. So you start slice open stomach 1, bile, bone, bile, until finally you get a coin purse and a single tube-like instrument that you're not sure what it is. You haven't seen this kind of thing in quite some time, or ever, in fact, in this kind of weird tube instrument. The coin purse contains 725 platinum pieces.
Oh, yeah!
And a ring, a non-magical ring, that is worth 500 gold.
Wow. You get that?
Yep.
Excellent.
Got it.
And you pull from this, pull it from this kind of hunched up corpse-like creature that seems, you can tell by what's left of their structure, seems to become some kind of small demonic creature, probably a merchant by the looks of it. Or a scout, perhaps, you're not sure, but someone who had cause to have money and some kind of strange too.
I will prestidigitation that coin purse and anything else that came out of that stomach, because that's going to be gross.
I'm helping with that.
Can I try to figure out what this contraption is as I look at it?
Yep. Roll. Are you intelligence plus proficiency?
Is there something I can assist with? Identifying that?
Same.
Have you guys seen this thing before?
Selena can help. Sylvius can help.
Oh,
Okay.
Gillies
I
can
will,
help.
if you ask me about it, I will also give you guidance again.
Everyone just piling on like as we all crouch around this thing.
What is it?
It's a fleshlight.
What is this tube?
That would have been really
I
good.
would also recommend...
Hey, it was the same! Intelligence plus proficiency?
Mm-hmm.
18, 21, 25, 28.
This is a single-use magical rocket launcher, basically.
Yeah.
A kind of mortar / rocket launcher.
Does it
Single
require
use.
magical proficiency to use?
You know these from the war. In fact, they were designed specifically so that just about any old idiot could use them.
Can you identify which magical effect it would generate?
Can I? We probably want to move from the battlefield before I spend 10 minutes identifying it, if
Correct.
possible.
Away from the corpses, yes.
Correct. So my thoughts is that if we move away from the corpses, any other Fettered will be attracted to this battlefield rather than us. So we may be able to rest in the tunnels.
Of course.
While they're distracted with this kerfluffle.
I'm in agreement.
So we can spend some time to take a short rest, and I can identify the rocket tube.
Mm-hmm.
I ask Clokey to spirit me away. Along with the group.
Sure thing. He grapples you and flies you away.
Yay.
So Velia says you identify this item. This single-use Gehenna bombardment tool has one charge, and you can use that one charge to launch a hail of molten projectiles in a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, with that you can a point at which you can see within 60 feet of you. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw, DC 15. A creature takes 5d8 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much as a successful one. It's a single-use item.
I hand it to Gilly.
What am I going to do with this?
You fire at something you want to die.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Most of us are up in melee range, and it wouldn't probably help us as much while you're hanging back.
That's a good point.
That
Okay.
is-
Just don't shoot us.
Yes,
Right.
don't shoot us with it. It will probably hurt a lot.
What did you say the target range is?
Within 60 feet, sight-based, 20-foot radius, 40-foot cylinder.
You will become our artillery. Like a mortar. That's pretty hot, man.
Fire. Dex save.
DC 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
15.
So,
Cool
since
boy.
are we taking a short rest? Are you going to do your hut thingy, or do you need to do the hut thingy?
So how
Out
far
of the
down
way,
are we
sure, I can
moving?
do that.
Far
Obviously,
enough to be.
Until it's safe? Until Freyaga tells us it's safe?
I move.
So if you remember, you're about 2 hours-ish from the gates of Gehenna.
Maybe move 500 feet or 1,000 feet down the tunnel and just hunker down
Well,
real quick.
underneath the gates of Gehenna.
Okay.
So if we get through the rest of this nonsense.
We could just walk
To
for
a
another
safe-ish
2 hours
place.
and then
Problem is
hunker
if
down at the
we
other end.
After one more hour, we'll be clear of the Fettered Barrows and we'll be underneath the Ashen Plains.
That might be better if we get out of the Fettered Barrows first before resting.
Let's do that.
Done.
All right. How would you guys like to advance through the Fettered Barrows?
Quietly?
Sneaky.
Yeah,
All
quietly
right.
if possible.
Would anyone like to do... So you're about to roll your stealth. Would anyone like to implore any tools or abilities before you roll stealth?
Run past without a trace for us again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shadows coalesce.
Okay.
Plus 10 to your stealth rolls.
Thank you for that. Because I did not roll very high.
27.
19.
That was 29.
Okay, perfect.
34.
You guys are good. So, you guys push on through the Fettered Barrow. There comes a moment, actually, as you're drifting on through this whole thing, and you get this strange sense that the Pass Without a Trace is helping, but not helping as much as you would initially think. That because these creatures rely mostly on telepathy and have true sight,
Yeah.
that actually although they have true sight, they're not actually the most perceptible. They're blind. They have true sight. They're not very perceptive. But essentially, Pass Without a Trace it doesn't actually affect their ability to see. Now that you've gone and fought them and seen what they're capable of.
That's okay, the Babao maybe will see us.
It does
Makes us
help
feel
against
better.
all the other denizens.
Yes.
So you push on through the Fettered Barrows, and you enter in the kind of smoothed out tunnels, the less rocky, the less dead bodies, the less spooky area of the Ashen Plain, which is just the general name given for the spaces that don't have names in this part of the lower plains. Like, it's what's between everything, the Ashen Plains.
The less spooky part of hell.
Yep.
Raspberry.
You guys would like to take a short rest?
Indeed.
Yes.
All right. You settle on in. Gilly, you cast the high.
Yes.
All right.
I'll sit in the lotus position. Refocus my chi.
Key.
Kai? Chai.
All right. You guys successfully complete a short rest.
Woo!
Okay.
My chai tea latte.
Piano again.
Would it be safe for me to sing a song of rest for anyone who's rolling hit dice?
Yeah, rolling hit dice.
I'll sing a song of rest. You will get an extra 2 points of healing. It's better than nothing.
If I say you guys get a short rest, you're safe for at least an hour.
Sure. Cool. Alright, so Armor of Agathis expires then.
You can see the Chaldrith, she is skirting around the edges of the bubble and kind of fixing things up. She seems to have a kind of hospitable nature. She's creating webbing around the perimeter across all the choke
We're
points to block
working together.
people. So basically, you guys find this little outcropping, and she blocks off all the exits and entrances with her web. She skitters on top and hovers above the bubble. Her with her dagger.
Can we keep her? Once my meditation is up, I am ready to depart whenever everyone else is. Once we arrive at the gates, do we have a specific plan? Are we going to spread out, or...?
We need to get to the Iron Gullet to reconvene with Scow.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So,
It feels like time passes differently down here. I could have sworn it's been a week, if it's been a day.
Yeah, and I think Mrs. Kilgast can help us find it. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Live there my whole life.
Yep.
Perhaps you can take us to see the sights, your old haunts and whatnot.
I don't know how safe sightseeing is going to be.
This
Yeah,
is
let's
where I
not-
went to school.
Should we be disguised before we go through the city? And I'm just going to stare at Sibelius.
Wouldn't be
Might
a bad
be
idea.
Beneficial. I mean, if Putris is down here, I'm pretty sure he'll recognize us on sight and also probably try to kill us.
Not including any of the other people that we've
Yeah, all those people.
killed along the way. They weren't necessarily good people. So
I recommend that any disguises that we attempt be mundane in nature. These creatures seem to be able to see through magical disguises.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to help him with a mundane disguise? Because he's going to be the most...
That is what we're doing at this moment? Yes, I will do that.
I can guidance you again.
Okay.
Did you have something to share?
No, just got a bit of a cough. Terrible.
Had to happen at
Did
once.
you get advantage because I got us makeup that doesn't run?
Yes!
Yeah.
God. Because that would have been a nat 1.
Did you roll 2 nat ones?
No, I rolled a 2.
Welcome to my
So,
life.
plus my guidance 2. I'm
Oh
doing
my God.
disguise
39.
check. Right? Disguise. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's not that bad.
You have expertise in disguise.
Yeah, that's a 13.
Okay, that could be worse.
That's perfectly possible.
Went a little heavy with the rouge there.
The makeup that does not run has some very odd properties that I'm not used to. And, well, the environment. It is not my best work.
Sure, take some.
As long as you were going for cheap harlot, I think you did a fine job.
That was, in fact, my inspiration. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Kilgast.
Well, you'll certainly get attention here.
Shall I cheap harlot up anyone else in the group before we leave?
You should do it to Mrs. Kilgast. We wouldn't want her to be recognized.
Oh.
He is, of course, making fun of me because I've been cursed into the body of an imp.
Or he called you a cheap harlot. I'm not entirely sure.
2 for 1.
I've got the cheap harlot makeup out now if anyone else would like some.
Yes, I should probably not be recognizable if we're down here.
I'm just gonna
I
skank
can
everybody
do
up.
nothing about my magic.
This is much better. 30.
Okay.
Friaga
Just doing everybody.
and,
Yes.
and Mrs. Kilgast, do you think that my nature will give me any sorts of protections or create a target on my back in Gehenna? Or is it kind of a wash?
I mean, it's not the first, it won't be the first Fae or Fae-like creature to go through the streets. I think you guys are, I imagine, you'll be alright. I don't know. Back in my day, when I was head of the Underclaws, I would say that you'd fetch a fair price. So, if people know that you're coming, yes, you might be tried to be kidnapped. But it all depends if you've made enemies.
You should probably be disguised.
I'll take some of that.
That's an 18 for you. On disguise check, and that's a 20 for me.
All right,
Okay.
write down your disguise
Great.
DCs, folks.
Got 'em
We're all
out.
disguised.
Well,
I was going for a more rustic inspiration with you, Gilly.
I don't know what you mean by that. What do I look like?
Oh no.
More homely.
Okay. That's
Makes you stand out. Your defining features are muted. Makes you stand out less.
okay.
You draw a lot of attention. I believe that would be called a positive thing.
I'll take it as a compliment then.
That is what it was intended as.
Okay, good. I got either way there. Okay. So. Yep.
Can I, quick question. Does this disguise thing at all indicate that, like, could I have made myself look like Scow or somebody like Scow if I wanted to?
You not quite Scow. That's a pretty radical transformation, but you can make yourself appear more demonic.
Okay.
Just wear little plastic devil horns and carry a pitchfork.
You can't like fundamentally change your shape. You can appear as a centaur or anything.
Right,
but you
of course.
You can change your appearance. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, I'm ready.
All
my
right.
God. I'll just go
Shall we move on?
there.
Yes. I'm ready.
Okay.
Mrs. Kilgast and Friaga push on. Friaga explains. She says, "We will cross the Ashen Plains, and then we will. There is a sort of opening, a kind of gate in the wardens and the not the wardens, the sewer system of Gehenna that we will enter through.
once we get there, once we arrive at the end of our little ashen plain journey, I will not be going with you. I don't want to enter the sewers. I don't want to enter the city. But yes, Mrs. Kilgash should be able to guide you the rest of the way. I will be, and you can use the exit, and I will be around for a few days, waiting your return. But if you need to leave in an emergency, just do so, and follow your way back through the underground, if you so choose. I shall look out for you. If I do not hear from you or see you ever again, I will trust that you are alive and well.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I will pray to the gods, old and new, for a safe journey for you.
You guys push on and on through this this monstrous underground terrain, but eventually arrive at the weak point, the kind of sewer grate that she tells you about that's been busted open that allows for entry and exit into the sewer system of Gehenna from the underground cavern of the Ashen Plains.
This is where I bid you adieu. Thank you for taking the feast knife. If you do see my son Theo, just tell him. Tell him that his mother's dead. Tell him that you found my journal and my belongings. You just came to make things right.
Are you sure?
I don't want him seeing me like this.
Can we all hear this conversation?
Yeah, she's saying it to all of you guys as you guys are standing at this sewer grate.
Before I ask and make a fool out of myself, do I know if what's happened to her is reversible?
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Okay, that's a thing. 23.
It is. This is a curse. Curses can be lifted, not by remove curse by any means, but by a powerful ritual, by a tricky and clever use of magics. Yeah, absolutely. Probably a bit stronger than what you're capable of right now, but yeah. Morgan could reverse it. She's the one who cursed her in the first place. Or someone as powerful as Morgan could reverse
it. And would I know, is the curse per individual person, or if the curse was lifted in general, would that change a multitude of people in wherever places they are?
So, based on your understanding of how these kind of old powers work and stuff, there would be like those are two potential and separate paths. There is like you can go around lifting individual curses and doing that, and then there's probably a bigger push, something to do with Morgan and Queen Mab and changing the land of the cold ending that would lift all curses. It was changed. There's no reason it can't be unchanged.
Well, I don't necessarily know that yet.
Yeah,
It's just like at the end of Beauty and the Beast.
yeah.
With that information about curse and the curse being able to be broken or lifted, would I understand that as well? Or
I mean, you're not pondering it.
okay.
Yeah. So you're sitting there deep in thought, Selena, and
Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to go make a nest and hang around for a bit. I'll send some. If I have to go back, I'll send some of my children. Be good. Be well.
And she casts Aid at 3rd level on you guys. You all gain 10 additional maximum hit points for 8 hours.
Aww.
Oh my gosh. That's fantastic.
8 is such a good spell.
Can we keep
Max modifier, so does that...
So it's
max HP
adds to your
modifier.
maximum. You can heal into it for the next 8 hours. At the end of 8 hours or when dispelled, it goes away.
That's handy.
Do I also gain those 10 hit points now?
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
That's how.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Good question. Yes.
Glorious.
Were there any other riders that aid gives? That's it,
No,
right?
that's it.
Yeah. Just double checking. I was pretty sure.
Enjoy the bounties of the feast knife. Goodbye. She leaves. She skitters away.
The bounties of the feast knife.
Did she give you
Is there an echo in here?
Did she give you something?
Click that.
Something to take to her son, if I find him ever.
Might be useful between now and then.
Could I take a look at it?
It's just a sort of ceremonial knife.
Identify.
This is a very simple knife. It functions effectively as a dagger, because it is, but it's blunted. However, it is technically a magical weapon, and once per dawn, you can cast Create Food Water.
Okay, so let everyone know.
That's absolutely useful down here. I mean, I
Sure
have
is.
the
That's probably
ability
what
to
you-
purify food and drink, but maybe we might have to.
Gladiosa had identified it as mildly magical, but was unable to ascertain its specific properties.
That's probably why she said, enjoy the bounty.
It was much less of an ominous thing than I initially anticipated.
Yeah.
Correct.
Do you have any idea what her son looks like?
Is he a spider too?
He's an elf.
Or
But
where
the
he
sort of
is?
fey elf.
Was an elf? Like, or is an elf?
As far as I'm aware, he's either been dead a while or might still be alive. But it was a long time ago that Riata came to be here, so she doesn't know if her son's still alive or not.
Where
She
did-
just asked me if I come across his grave or if I come across him, likely be in the Feywild. And the land of the cold ending. And what's this Feywild thing? I don't know, just what I just said. And she probably just rested on his grave.
We'll keep our eyes open then.
So, is he gonna be an elf that looks more like Morgan and less like...
I really don't understand how all that works, so probably I don't know.
Because where did she come from?
She originally came from the material plane. She was made to be an archfey by...
No, not Morgan. The,
Okay.
Freya.
Freya was from the land of cold unending.
Winter's Joy, I
Winter's
believe.
Joy, I believe,
it
was
was
the name
referred
for it
to.
at the time.
Yes.
Now the
that.
cold unending.
Apparently so.
Okay. But the elves came from the land of the summer forever.
Some of the elves did.
Elves all around in the. So there's the Summer Forever, the Cold Unending, or Winter's Joy, as it used to be called. I know what the other two are, right?
Those are...
Those are it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought there
So
was like an
how it
automated
works-
dark one too.
No. So how it works, actually, is the land of the Summer Forever elves are the elves of the Morning Dew, the Leafmere, the Wood Elves, and the elves of the High Sun, which are the Aramir, the High Elves. Then the elves of the Moon are the Moonmere, which are from the land of the Cold Unending. Now there are interplays in there because those are basically two kingdoms within two separate dimensions. There's lots of crossbreeds and stuff like that. And then there are the Dimmere, the elves of night, which are also from the land of Cold Unending primarily. But there's border countries and stuff like that, so elves come from both lands.
So this is a player question,
Yeah.
not a character question. So I understand as my character that the land of the summer forever and the land of the cold ending have a barrier between them, and they're
Yep.
two different places.
Yes.
What was suggested to Gilly from Freyaga was that those used to be merged and more coexistent
Yep.
before
The arresting
Morgan
light.
came along, and
Yep.
then the arresting light.
Yep.
So first barrier was Morgan and Mab.
Yep.
Second barrier was arresting light.
More or less, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But even as these now the resting light creates, they're still bleeding and still border
of course.
border dimensions and stuff like that.
All right. Moving along. So
Lore.
because my character comes from like not a noble house, and you can't see who I'm pointing to, but I'm pointing to Sibelius and Gilly here. So that side of the room, or
There's
this
no
side
one
of the
there.
room, are nobles, and they're filthy nobles. And we are actually working class.
Look down our noses at you!
That's why they're up there.
You know, it's more obnoxious when you just wear 2 monocles. Just wear a pair of glasses. I mean, I'm serious.
But, okay.
Then I can't gasp
So,
twice and drop.
Are we going to... I don't know what's happening. So, minus our philosophy lessons in history here, are we going to use the sewer system to get to the middle of Gehenna and then, pop up like daisies? Or are we going to go through the main gates?
The sewers are actually relatively well guarded.
Okay.
The people that rule this city aren't stupid. I suggest we use it to get to a convenient spot, pop up, and be like normal citizens. Gehenna is a city of neutrality, a city of coin and money. We can operate here. No one knows we're here to kill the steward yet.
Are there any druid markings along the sewers?
Roll perception.
Okay. Ooh. That would be a 26.
26, sure, there are. What are there? Is there a specific kind you're wanting to find, or?
Directions, warnings, and anything that might be hilarious.
Okay, nothing.
There's definitely dicks drawn in Druidic.
Druidic dicks, as always.
Someone had to ask.
Oh, those Druids.
Graffiti is a thing.
It's sparse and few and far between, but there are some general good guidelines that will help you avoid guard paths in the
Okay.
cities. Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent.
Then, noticing that there is Druidic, I would probably elbow this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was lost in thought.
So there are a number of markings here that I understand and see. Are there any that you do?
Hold on. Let me give it the college try.
And I will hit him on the shoulder again and give him guidance for his perception.
Perception.
That is a
Did you roll
6.
a single digit again? My God.
on both dice.
You guys have you haven't journeyed quite that far in. You're just kind of in the foyer, as it were, so you don't really see anything yet.
Do I see any bardic markings?
Fuck off.
What about any wizard marking? Wizard marks.
Wizards
We all
don't
have our
specify.
secret languages.
I'm not above killing each and every one of you.
Where's the
It's only
He's not
proto-sylvan?
talking about any.
Might as well make it worth it.
I am prepared to.
Proto-sylvan markings.
I know gnomish. Is there any gnomish on this?
I am prepared to move onward.
Yes, let's please.
So
For the
as I'm
love of
walking, I'm
God.
going to keep an eye out for anything useful in the druid markings, and of course anything hilarious.
So as you journey on and on, that 26 carries you, and you're able to kind of see what these things are. You do notice it again, few and far between, but you rolled really high, so you got it. And yeah, this is not a druid-friendly town. This is a town of industry and iron and sulfur. But what kind of druids do have persisted here seem to be of the kind of fungal variety, this kind of sewer variety, this kind of underground, not underdark, because there is no underdark in Edda, but that kind of druidic. And whoever rules the land beneath this land, that's who you're picking up on.
We're gonna find another T-Rex.
Have I caught the name or general vicinity in which that ruler might be if I'm picking up on a ruler?
No names. I'm saying whoever rules, whoever it might be. Not a singular ruler. I'm saying whoever's left these marks behind. That's the kind of druid circle this is.
Oh, there's a whole druid circle here.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're seeing multiple markings across multiple time spans.
Well, because I missed all of the last druid circle we went through. So.
You sure did. You guys. Episode 1, I had a whole thing prepared and just.
Yeah.
It is
No, so we fought
bailed
cats
on
and
that
then
hard.
ran away from a Tyrannosaurus, but missed
We
the
fought
druid standing in the trees going, who the hell is this?
It was like DC 13, I think. And everyone got like 11 or below.
So ridiculous. Are you drawing dicks?
Yeah.
I will
The
kill your
mushroom
character.
druid.
I'm drawing mushrooms.
The mushroom
thank you
druids
very
of
much.
Gehenna.
It is the strangest thing. There do not seem to be
Mushrooms.
any roguish markings down here. It is as if it is completely devoid.
Maybe the druids have wiped them out.
That is most likely the case.
There's really no need for a criminal underground in a city that's ran by merchants.
Well, oh no.
I'm not joking, like, bring it in. It's disruptive.
So they're is a whole circle of druids here. Don't know what that means for us, but it could be a place to ask for help or something to completely avoid. Probably the latter for now. But they appear to be in the sewers, so you should probably go with them and the guards and anyone else that's coming through here.
We'll just be careful and make note of them later.
No, Miss Kilgas doesn't say anything.
So, where's the best place to pop up like daisies?
This city's a nest of wolves and vipers. Let's see. I mean, we could rendezvous with Scout at the Iron Gullet, just kind of pop up near there.
Perfect.
Say hey.
Lead the way.
Alright. You guys journey on through with the aid of Mrs. Kilgast, who used to be the head of the Underclaws, and Selena's guidance on the druidic markings. You guys eventually pop up through this sewer, these kind of very large stone, and well, actually metal, iron aqueduct-like sewers, you know, the kind that are only found in movies. You pop up on through. Everyone roll stealth as you are trying to make a nice, discreet entrance into Gehenna.
Oh no.
Been more than an hour, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's been 2 hours since we did the thing. And no one asked, so here we are.
10.
25.
16.
20.
All right, so you guys, there's a little stumbling and a bit of awkwardness as you realize you're like entering through the city, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you, but you eventually. There's this one kind of large demon with a big gut that seems to be jeweled and embedded with all these different colors of jewels that hang on and are embedded into his skin. He's got 2 fists. That one is gold and decked out in rubies. The other is silver and decked out in sapphire. And he's all sorts of enriched. And he kind of looks over with his bedazzled eyes as well. And he's like, "Arr." You see Miss Kilgast look at him and go, "Fuck off." And he's like, "Arr." The hustle and bustle of this immaculately clean and well-organized city takes your breath away. The street signs are in multiple languages. There is perfect traffic flow. There is perfect pedestrian crossings. There are wonderfully curved subdivisions, well-manicured lawns, and a very high level of upkeep and beauty found in this city of iron. A kind of macabre and not gothic, but a kind of industrial beauty, but a beauty nonetheless.
So
Okay.
Amsterdam?
You guys appear in the city of neutrality, in the city of Gehenna. You look all around you, and you can see, just before you, the Iron Gullet. Down the road some.
Sure. This is not what I was expecting. Wait, I'm broken. This is not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
Well, when you don't hear many stories in the army, but you hear stories about hell, you don't picture perfect signs, clean streets, and manicured lawns.
It's a city, we have to run it.
Well,
I mean, the hierarchy everywhere has the same goals. Make it look like it's better than it actually is. They just managed to achieve it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's go! You see Miss Kilgast do like a little trotting step.
oh, but cats do when they're excited.
Yeah.
Oh, she's fancy now.
Is her tail on?
Yeah, she's very excited. She's
She's home.
Would you say she's a kitty cat?
She's a kitty cat.
Does she dance?
She does.
Okay, good.
All those things are true.
I will try to look inconspicuous, and I'm just going to look around and see what kind of denizens I can see. Is there just a mix of demons, or are there recognizable races from the material plane?
Roll perception.
I'm sure I will do well.
What sort of
That's
garb
half.
are people tending to wear?
Could have been an 18. Okay, 8.
Kind of a simple and most denizens are demons of the small mesolith variety. You see a lot of those. They all seem to be working. They're buzzing around, flying around. That's probably about 30% of what you see are tiny little mesoliths, the kind that cast cloud kill with their little tridents, and they're flying all around, all across the city, delivering their secretaries. They're adminning, and they're doing the job. It's a hustle and bustle kind of city. You guys are in more like the sleepy subdivision, but as you look around and maybe I'm assuming kind of stroll a block or something. You can see into the other quarters of this city. Then there are a fair number of abyssal tieflings. Tieflings with a very dark skin and purples and colors of metal instead of the traditional infernal red. A few, more than a fair share, a few what are known as, I think they're Manon tieflings, which are like have kind of almost a golden, metallic hue to their skin. You see large and powerfully built demons and devils, 13 plus feet tall. In the looming background, when you look off into the horizon, you see gargantuan and colossal sized demons patrolling the streets. And as you look above head, you see all sorts of creatures flying in the perimeter. These demonic mounts and guards.
So it's like seeing Godzilla on the horizon.
Yep. Just strolling through the street. You see all sorts of these winged demonic creatures flying above the kind of aerial patrol.
This might seem like a mundane question. Oh, this might seem like a kind of silly question, but if somebody like that's visiting the town, where do they stay?
What do you mean?
I mean, look at the size of that thing. Where would it sleep?
Oh, I don't know. I imagine it has a home somewhere.
Like a mountain?
Probably wherever it wants to.
As you scan the horizon further, you see towards the center of this city, which has all these curving streets, and you notice now that you're kind of taking this lap around, there are a lot of curved streets. It becomes almost dizzying and difficult to find your way back. There's all these like little kind of private roads and subdivisions and custom names, and streets begin and end and change names and go in all manner of kind of crissing and crossing. There are these kind of facade-like houses that bear this brilliant iron, but then in the back of them is just wood. And as you guys see more and more of this, you see in the center of the city is this strange tower. It's large and imposing, probably 100 feet tall. It seems well organized at first glance, but then you see more and more, it's almost slapdash, kind of almost like books sitting on top of each other. And disorganized, but functional and singular. Miss Kilgast gestures. That's where the Sophiran Council reigns.
An old Sorcerer King tower?
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Yeah, I'll assist with that because I'm curious as well.
Alrighty. 15.
Yeah, it kind of looks like if you took every tower you've seen so far and like stacked them on top of each other.
Because they've had the time to actually run them. The Sorcerer Kings haven't abandoned these.
Yeah, they just kind of crashed into each other and like just kind of stacked them together and they're like, hey, look, a tower.
Oh no. Let's not go in that tower. We don't have to. That could end poorly.
I'm assuming that we're probably going to end up going on there.
Yeah, that's not going to end well.
Where else are you going to find the steward?
In his home, not in the tower?
Yeah.
Maybe, if we get lucky.
Well, I think I've seen enough. You guys want to go to the...
Yeah, I could use a drink.
Yeah, me too.
What are people wearing?
Like a lot of them are wearing... most of the city is composed of those Mezzoloth. A lot of it's just,
right.
They're little... Basically nothing. But the tieflings and the things that you saw... I would say that you could characterize it as diverse. I would say that the overriding theme is kind of very straight-laced and simple and corporate, but there's also a fair amount of variety. There doesn't seem to be any kind of general prevailing style. This is a mishmash of cultures and people.
If I were to use my armor to pick one of the dress types that it has in it, which of them would I
The
think?
merchant.
Right. Go with the Solitude Merchant?
Ethadian merchant.
Ethadian Merchant. Okay.
So, you dress into a merchant garb. You look like someone trying to sell something. You just press on into the iron gullet. Getting its name from this kind of strange and circular stomach-like structure that it has. It's like if someone made a, what do you call it, like a pot, banged it around a little bit, set it down, and made an inn. You guys enter. It's a decently sized crowd. Fair amount of the tieflings, a fair maybe one or two even humans. The bartender seems to be a Mesloth, and there's one of the Nikoloths there as well, which is the winged large ones with the axes. And he's standing in the foreground. He seems to be like the bouncer or something. You scan the tavern, and you see Scow sitting there having a drink, much like he was whenever you first saw him in Iversmith. What y'all doing?
So I'll probably watch the bartender and see what kind of currency he's accepting for drinks.
Sure. It seems to be some kind of stamped golden coin or silver coin.
Just the normal stuff we have, or
oh no, it's definitely a different kind of coinage. But you're
so was the stuff out of the pouch the same as that?
Good question. They were not platinum parliaments.
Okay.
I think that will be fine. Because if I see him studying, it's like, it's a place of exchange mercantile. I don't think it's going to raise any eyebrows.
I just want to avoid confrontation, but I really could use a drink.
I think we'll be okay.
All right.
It's the name of my autobiography. I really want to avoid confrontation, but I could really use a drink.
Nice.
I'm just going to go sit near Scow first.
Scow sees you guys as one of you approaches, and he's like, he kind of takes notice. He's just staring into a nice mug of ale, or what passes for ale. You made it here in one piece. It's good to see.
We did, thank you.
Can we drink what's here, or is it made of the same stuff that comes out of the sky?
No, you can drink here. Just, ask for something passable.
Did you recognize... Oh, dang it. Did you recognize us, or did you just put two and two together? Or two and two and two together?
Well, quite frankly, his disguise is pretty shitty.
Yeah. I could only deal with so much what I was working with. You know.
Mm-hmm. Also, the cat's kind of a dead giveaway.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I told you should have disguised her as a cheap whore.
Well, makeup cats, they don't really go.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that we're both like very grisly voices.
We can do this too.
Let's read this book together.
Get anything on this too.
Yeah.
This is the stream now.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna look up for getting drinks, and you're all gonna be Batman.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Why do you wake up? Where were the other elves going?
Where's Ulrich?
Maybe. We'll see how this goes.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. So what's our next move? As I gesture to the bartender, say that.
Who are you asking what's the next move?
Just the group. I look to the group like back and forth. What's the next move?
Well, Scow, what should we order to drink? Let's deal with that first.
Oh, just get like it's, what the fuck season is it? It's fall. Get a nice, mulled wine or something. Just something for the normies. Don't get any soul liqueur or anything like that.
Soul liqueur?
Yeah.
Is it made from souls?
Yes. Oh, that's Mrs. Kilgast. Yes. God damn it. Yeah.
Oh no.
We're demons. And everyone's like, yeah, here.
I'm keeping my voice down, but okay.
How would you
Scow wasn't. He said, we're demons. And everyone goes, here.
Okay.
How would you describe the taste of a soul liqueur?
Like, would it kill
I
us?
really, really am cautioning you against it.
Okay. I was hoping you say it varies from person to person. I would have also been accepted.
Doesn't sound like Scow has much of a sense of humor.
That's true.
So I'm going to go up to the bar, and I'm going to order a mint julep.
The bartender is a Mizloth, and you order a mint julep, and it looks at you. I don't know how the fucking mint julep played.
Yeah.
That's definitely the delivery mechanism.
Chucks the glass in your face.
We're demons! Those in your face.
So, hands you a nice mint julep. It's good.
I pay him whatever he wants.
And just scoops it up. It's like a silver. It's fine.
Sure.
I'll take a fire whiskey if you got it.
Zzz, zzz. You get fire whiskey.
Literally fire.
Mulled wine.
Mulled wine.
Come on, Alki.
Yeah.
Get in on this.
Which I sip very slowly.
Whatever the beer is.
All right.
Ale.
You get a nice ale, and you all sit down at the table with your drinks. So, Miss Kilgast says, we're here in the city that is what it is. I believe, if memory serves, our arrangement is to get Auric and kill the steward.
Correct.
If memory serves, we agreed to locate Auric first.
So, locate Alric, run reconnaissance, and then decide which is going to happen first. Killing the steward, finding Alric. Because if Alric is in no way to help us with the steward,
He won't be.
that's what I'm assuming.
But
He
still.
needs to either be saved and put in a safe place for retaking before we flee the city, or maybe we can use the steward as a distraction to get us out.
Yeah.
The only downside is if we do the steward first is that if he causes a big enough distraction, we get caught and we're forced to run.
Am I right in assuming that we're not worried about being listened to or trying to have a magically muted conversation or something?
You guys seem
Okay.
fine. So, cards on the table. I can find Auric. It's honestly not a problem. In fact, I have a very good idea of where he is already, based on everything that's transpired. I think that one of you suggested that we use the assassination of the steward and the chaos that would ensue as cover to then rescue Auric. It's a very good idea. They're definitely not in the same location, or won't be at all times, of course. But they do share a connection. My sources tell me that Auric was intercepted upon failure of completing the ritual. Auric was intercepted by none other than the good old Mr. Finkelstein himself. Crown of the Deceiver is a good get. Mr. Finkelstein has a lot of interest. So, the moment Auric was cast into the lower plane, all manner of hands moved to intercept his travel. The Supreme Pontifex himself got out on top. Isn't it serendipitous?
She being truthful.
Roll insight.
24.
She appears to
Sorry,
be...
22.
She is not telling it all, but she is being truthful. We won't... So, we still need to do this in a manner that doesn't put us up against members of the Sophiaran Council. I don't feel like getting annihilated today, and neither should you.
Including Finkelstein, true.
True. He's the most powerful of them all. So, avoid the members. We're going to get in, we're going to get out. But, first we need to find a way to kill the steward, and then make a quick jettison over to the prison where Auric is being kept. Make haste out of town whenever that shit goes down.
And you don't think it's likely that... You think it's more likely that we'll be able to utilize the chaos than there will be lockdown procedures on the stewards?
Yeah. It's exactly what I would have done if I were the member of an opposing faction. And, well, now I am.
I've got a question. For the group, the DM, 2 for 1. If we put Blight in the ring, and I'm attuned to it, or one of us is attuned to it, can we hand it to somebody else and cast it focus from the ring?
No, it has to be on your person to use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Never mind.
No.
Darn.
And you have to be attuned to it to use.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I could hand it to somebody else and then being attuned to it
Right.
from far away,
Right, okay.
cast a spell from it, we could blind and or otherwise disable said person and then stabby stab
Right.
No.
away.
Gotta wear it.
Yeah.
And also, just as a note, if you are apart from your attuned item, if you're not wearing your attuned item for something like it's either 10 minutes or an hour, you become unattuned to it if you're not wearing an item, just so you know.
Auto magically.
Auto magically, yep. Mm-hmm.
Too glad I haven't figured out how to put like spells and stones and stuff so we can just throw them at people.
So, I'd say kiss your hopes of recovering the crown goodbye. If Alric is still alive, they're definitely separated. But you can at least get your little bow back. Won't that be nice?
So I'm gonna ignore her and ask Eurysadril if she's okay with us not reclaiming the crown.
All things in good time, my darling. We don't want to come up against this foe too soon.
And obviously, not knowing that you asked her that, when Mrs. Kilgast said this, I will say, eventually we're going to have to deal with Mr. Finkelstein anyway, so if we don't have this opportunity, maybe later when we're stronger, come back and get it.
Correction. Eventually, you will have to deal with Mr. Finkelstein.
That
So
is-
far, the rest of us are not obliged.
That is an accurate clarification.
Oh, I guess I'll keep that one in mind.
All I'm saying is the rest of us are currently not contractually obligated. Just for clarification.
She's the daughter of the family of nobles and lawyers. What do you want?
Also, I don't want to have to come back here if I don't have to.
Actually, I've been wondering. I've heard that a disproportionate number of lawyers are devils. Is that true?
No! Most lawyers are just warlocks.
Ah,
They make pact with devils.
Oh, yeah,
That makes
a lot of
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
And who's the only warlock in the group?
so much shade. So much shade. And you have some shade. And you have some shade. All right. Well, shall we start running some sorties on where they have them kept, or not where I'm kept, sorry, on where the warden will be?
The steward.
The steward. Why did I say warden? I don't know why.
Killing him in his home is an awfully good idea. Issue is, demons don't have normal sleep patterns. And stewards even less so.
We could probably manage 48 hours as long as we all stay together.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know about this steward?
His name is Yango. Or Yagno.
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 That's what you told us yesterday.
Works, yeah. And I'm assuming it's still the same steward. Has been the steward for quite some time. He is a skilled magical practitioner, although not as skilled as the Arcanoloths. Ruthless, strong.
Does he have a tendency to wear armor?
No armor. In fact, he usually just wears a cape and a loincloth. Very Spartan.
What about him personally? Do we know? What might we be able to utilize to get him to a location of our choosing?
When I was the chief of the Underclaws, my relationship with him was strained, to say the least. We both wanted to be relied on for everything. He, like a lot of these upper rung types, collects two things. Well, a few things. Money, magical items, and power. If you have any of those things that he would want to have, set up a ruse to lure him out, jump him, do that. But, I will say, well, yeah.
Would he know about the mask
What do you
being in
expect
town?
to them?
Oh yes, he would have organized some of the goings. But Mr. Finkelstein has the mask, I'm assuming. He's not going to be fooled that one of us is going to have it.
Perhaps, I mean,
Right.
But that mask traditionally cannot be unlocked with this mantle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect bait.
Oh.
And if he has
Exactly what I
what
was
he
thinking.
needs to be, if we think that he would make a grasp for power
Oh, yeah.
rather than bend to Finkelstein and take him the cloak, we can offer it as bait, and he meets us.
And I could make the offer more valid and proper by being an agent of the Lady of Winter. Willing to try to make a deal of some sort, whatever we think might be reasonable that she would want in return for it.
All right. I think this is a working idea. Go ahead, Sevelius.
So the only problem is that if he does tell Finkelstein, or Finkelstein finds out, and then the leader of Sulfurian Council shows up and obliterates us all.
So that's the thing. We have to be sure that he's willing to make a power grab for whatever money he has, rather than bending a knee to Finkelstein and garnering favor.
Yes. I would put it this way. It's unlikely he makes a power play against Finkelstein, but it is absolutely that he would want to surprise Finkelstein with this get. So,
And he most likely wouldn't want to do it in the tower either.
no.
And he wouldn't if he
Correct.
failed and this was not the true mantle. Because what's the opportunity that the key to that mask is going to show up in his city?
Right.
However,
So
if
it could be a
we-
ruse.
if we had an idea of something, and you might have better insight to this than I would, Mrs. Kilgast, if we had some sort of insight as to what Morgan might want for that, such as a list of names or something of that nature, maybe as long as her price is steep enough,
Is it worth a tome?
No, I was just about
probably
to
not
suggest
worth
that.
a tome, but maybe
Alright.
worth some names out of the tome. I don't know if that's reasonable. Maybe you have a better suggestion. But I could act as the
All right.
go-between.
So, let me help you all on your first little sting operation.
Yes, thank you. I don't know what I'm doing.
Cloak's a brilliant idea. I like it. So, you get word to the steward that the cloak is up for sale. Tell the story about how Selena went crazy and has died in the material plane. Cloak has found its way. Lady of Winter sent you, her chief representative, to hawk the cloak. For that price, she is asking for half of the names from a tome, with a few key names in mind.
Or half the names
In the tome.
in the tome with a few key ones.
In mind. Plus the sum of 125,000 gold pieces. Which is roughly the market value of that cloak, by the way.
You said 1,000?
125,000 gold
125.
pieces.
125,000.
many healing potions. Sure you need that cloak?
I'm gonna staff of healing. Just ask nicely.
That's a lot of coin.
It's also been hidden under my cloak of many fashions since I was disguised.
Set up a meeting point in one of the many, many, many houses that are available for meetings, because this is literally the city where enemies come to meet. Here's where things get tricky.
He's gonna assume it's a bait and switch.
He might. He's not going to come unarmed. Here's where things get tricky. Turning on someone at a meeting in Gehenna is incredibly frowned upon. There are already wards in place.
That was the part I was worried about.
You can cast silence, right?
I can, but I don't think this is going to help with
silence
this.
wards.
But as long as we dispatch any wards before he shows up, we could potentially cast silence so that no one can hear what's going on within that house.
I'm sure
No
any
question.
wards on these meeting houses will be very strong.
Why don't we just, I hate to say it this way, why don't we just ambush him on the way to the meeting house? If we're setting the terms of the location, he will not be
If we
expecting
know
it.
where a good
So-
meeting house is, that would have
Yeah.
a good spot that we can grab him at that's out of prying eyes.
Am I correct in assuming that if I were to partake in that ambush after having set up a meeting with him, that would trigger wards and such?
If you're in the meeting house.
So
But
we
if the fight happens outside of our prearranged meeting,
Yes.
then it's fair game?
It-
Like, not fair game.
The
but-
house is warded, the streets are not.
Correct.
So, but we could run this as a double sting operation. We can disguise ourselves. You can be meeting him. You are our face for the day. You stay in the house. We ambush, and you only assist if needed. And then that means that you keep your cover. We technically don't know you. To any prying eyes on the outside.
Honestly, we should all just ambush.
I
I don't
think
see the
that's
point in
better.
doing that. We just grab him
Because
before he gets to the place.
They've demonstrated a natural propensity for spells. I
And
don't
you just don't tell them who you are. You just say a representative.
Before I go further with this, from the DM, do I get the impression that going forward with this plan of action would
Cause something
cause
to happen?
problems with Morgan or like for Morgan?
Oh, cause problems?
Yeah, like could this create problems on a larger scale for Morgan that she would be unhappy about? I'm not sure.
Alternatively, instead of potentially tipping us, I think it's a great idea. I think that's a way that we could ferret him out. But maybe instead of tipping him off that there's any ado at all, if we just have the patience of a day or so, get an idea for his movements, ambush him on the street.
You're not going to get him out in the street. He doesn't peruse anything.
Okay,
You've got to do something, and you've got to make it good to lure him out.
understood.
Using your name is a requirement. A random nobody from the shadows promising a long-lost artifact that is currently in the material plane is not going to get the steward of Gehenna to a meeting.
We just have to trust that he
It
doesn't.
has to
rat
be
us down.
believable. It has to be good.
Understood.
And then you have to flip the script.
How much do you care about your reputation? Is your name big enough?
I'm not a representative of anyone.
You're
So that
representative
might
of
be-
yourself, and you have a big enough name.
Yes. It's not really in my nature to come down here and... deal
No one's
with
going
this
to believe that you're out hawking the cloak. At
Right.
least I
I'm the
won't.
most believable. This is the most believable.
Yeah.
course of
Morgan
action.
is the
I
most
think this,
believable.
Right.
yeah.
That's what I
this
mean.
truly
Yes.
works
Me
out.
acting as a
A reluctant merchant.
yes.
Yeah.
On the orders of Morgan. So, how does it work? If you are attuned to a magic item, but it is not on your person, can you will it to you?
No.
No.
Weapon, yes, but
Okay.
not all magic items carte blanche.
Okay.
Weapons that are intended to be thrown.
And if you are attuned to a magic item, and it is away from you for maybe a half hour, you can maintain the attunement?
It's either 10 minutes or an hour. Not sure.
What are you
Okay.
trying to not
I-
attune from?
Maybe we can also get the things that we are selling, and instead of attacking before the deal is made, after the deal is made, get the cloak back, and have all the names in the tome. That way, if there is a problem that is created for Morgan, she at least has something out of it.
I'd say that's way too risky. Most likely he'll have the gold on him when he comes to the meeting at the very least, or even a tome. So if we kill him beforehand, we may be able to gain those items.
It's not the smart move to have the names and the gold on him.
We'll have one or the other, most likely.
I think
Mrs. Kilgast, does he have teleportation magic?
He has a limited ability to teleport. He's not as powerful a mage as you might expect, but he has a limited ability to teleport. And he's not going to show up to the meeting with tomes. It's going to
That's
be
fine.
an agreement, an arrangement, and you get the information later.
Right.
and we keep our eyes on the prize. Kill this guy.
Yep.
We keep it simple. Keep it sweet.
Yeah.
I cast silence from the hidden location. We roll him. We move on.
Correct.
And if
I
we
think
understand
that's-
his nature, he probably didn't tell anybody, hopefully, because he wants to make it a surprise, and maybe whatever fallout comes from you. And hell, if something does happen, we have plausible deniability. He never showed up to the meeting house, which we booked for him to be there.
Correct. We
I
can
think-
kill him, and then we can go wait in the meeting house if we want to. Or you can go wait in the meeting house. Or...
I think that we should stay together. I think you have the right
Sure.
idea.
But
But
either
let's
that,
book
we
it
should-
anyway to make
yeah.
it look legitimate.
Rules lawyer question.
What's
just
up?
because I don't know. If I cast a spell before he silences the area, and it's a concentration spell, can I keep it?
As long as it doesn't require you to say anything. Once it, as a persisting effect, if it's like, you have to shout in order to call down lightning, if the spell says that, then no, you cannot. But if it doesn't, that's the only thing. If the persistent effect requires a verbal component described in the spell's text, you cannot use it.
So it looks like Dust Devil does it.
Correct. Most, I can't think of a single spell that does. I was just saying.
Okay, perfect.
Would you be able to use a persistent effect that has, or something that does like thunder in a silence? Because
the silence spell talks about that.
Okay,
Go ahead
I was just
and read
curious.
You can read
Considering
the
some
viewers
people
and the
use-
rest of us the effects of the silence spell.
This
Yeah,
is
but you
why
can
I
look
pulled
it
it up on D&D
You have thunder things, this is
Beyond.
why I was wondering.
I have one thunder damage. Your wish.
Anyway,
So I think first step is...
No?
Oh, sorry, she was pulling it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sorry,
for the
no,
duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible here,
There you go.
which is almost all of them.
yeah.
While you're inside. That's the joy of it.
I learned that really well last night.
Things about your bedroom affairs.
We were trying to recreate what we imagined a silent place would be like, you know, but...
I don't know.
a
A wild
quiet-
magic
a
effect.
A
had
quiet
different
place, yeah,
character
silent
line.
place. So,
Oh no.
It was not
We-
good.
Wild
Full
magic
person.
sorcerers are fun.
so I'm guessing, do we book the safe house first to lend to legitimacy?
Make it a legitimate
Oh,
deal.
absolutely.
Book the house, and then we
And-
ambush him on the way, and that's that.
We should probably find some place to sleep tonight so that we are fully rested.
Does the Iron Gillet have in space?
You can go talk to the innkeeper.
All right.
What you want? You go talk to the Mesoloth, and he points you over to the Nikoloth, and the Nikoloth, the gluttonous, large creature, well muscled, the type of which you fought and conquered.
Do you guys rent rooms for the night?
Yes,
Perfect. How much?
1,500 gold per person per night.
All right. Well,
Could you?
That's
this fine establishment is slightly out of my price range.
That seems quite unreasonable.
Unreasonable. This is the finest inn in Gehenna, which is the finest city in all of Edda.
I think that this is probably the bottom rung when it comes to Gehenna.
He spits at your feet. And you can see acid.
See,
I'm having no part in this.
I'm trying
Fuck you! Get your yellow belly asses out of my inn.
Well, I tried something and failed.
Well,
Can Chase read? Is this gonna get is he trying to play hardball and this is the way
Roll
out?
insight.
Yeah, I don't have
While I'm watching this from the table, I'm going to
that 20.
lean over to Scow and ask him, is it really 1,500 a night here?
He looks at you like
Just like
Okay, they're just taking him for a pansy. Yes, got it.
Nat 20. I'm playing hardball with this fucker.
So yeah, he's giving you guys a go.
of course.
I'd be like, what's the little type of demons called?
Mesoloth.
Your mother was a Mesoloth.
Fuck you!
You fuck yourself. You give us a reasonable price and we'll take our business elsewhere. You can see there's at least half a dozen of us.
500 gold per person per night.
What do you take me for? Born yesterday?
Roll persuasion.
Can I assist with that?
How do you assist? You've seen what works. How do you assist?
Okay, I don't assist because I
Yeah.
can't think of anything.
Would Civilius
Yeah.
jump in and be like, fuck you?
No. Okay, no.
Just ask.
17.
Is he wearing metal?
He has a metal axe on his back.
And not unblinking. I just maintain eye contact.
500
Fine. 5 gold per person per night.
It's more like it. And I'll throw it onto the table.
He just skitters. Scatters.
Thank you. That is a pretty good price for the finest in
Fuck
Gehenna.
you. Thin wrist.
Is that like a insult against
He's an elf.
elves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mild racism, don't mind it.
I'm going to subtract 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 gold from it. Thing.
Mrs. Kilgast doesn't have to pay.
Oh,
Scout.
she's-
So just 20.
I'll give him
Scout's
an
got his
extra
own
copper.
combination.
That's just such an insult.
Wait, I didn't hear what
He
you
gives
said.
you the double up nod after that. He looks at this copper, his eyes kind of wide, and he's like,
Yeah.
What did
20
you
gold.
say?
I just gave him an extra copper.
Oh, okay.
I tipped him.
Got it. I come back and I say,
Fair price.
5 gold per person. Got set up.
I'm gonna guess this is a 1 or 2 gold in, but good jets. You started at 15.
Scout goes, wow, 5 gold.
I mean, you gotta start from somewhere. You start at
You
1500.
lose
You set
some,
the bar
you lose
real
some.
high.
Yeah.
You did pretty good, Justice.
She's optimistic.
You know,
I mean, you're
relatively, I guess.
kind of new to this haggling thing and the people skills, so you
Right.
did pretty good.
I mean, humans are hard. I'm guessing demons are worse.
Well, actually, they seem a little bit more straightforward. It's kind of easier. You're forceful with them, and it's fine.
Less civility.
So if everyone gets settled in, we'll meet down here in half an hour to get a little espionage.
Perfect.
Anything you require from us for said espionage?
I don't think so. If I think of anything, I'll let you know.
You know, some of us are a little bit tapped. How worried are we about that for our espionage?
Oh.
I'm okay.
If you need a night's rest, there's no rush, I don't think.
It should be fine.
Just
Alric's only
wondering.
being tortured every second of every minute we sit here.
And I don't want to get killed in the process of trying to get him out. That's all I'm saying. So,
How
Just-
selfless of you.
yeah, well, it doesn't do anybody any good if we're dead, does it? Anyway, the question
It would
is...
do some of those demons some good.
She's got a point there.
What time of day is it?
I don't really know. Midday.
So if we took a long rest now, we could do espionage at night, which the city's probably more populated at night. We can blend in more.
Whatever we want to do. I'm
happy
okay
with
to go now, or if we rest, then we can be at full strength.
This
But
would just be
whatever-
espionage, but every time we espionage, we
That's-
end up doing things.
That's
Let's
why
just-
I was bringing it up.
That's
yeah.
fine. Let's just get settled in. We go into the cover of night. I prefer it that way anyway.
I only need
That's
5
fine.
hours to rest anyway.
Oh, sorry. We're just gonna go send out the word for the meeting and stuff like
Oh,
that. Yeah.
okay. Sorry, I thought you meant like reconnaissance.
You can do all the reconnaissance you want. I'm just saying I thought we have a plan.
Yep,
Go
we
send
can
out the message, get word out,
Okay.
set up the meeting at the meeting house, rest here the night, and tomorrow we have our meeting.
That works.
Perfect. Okay.
Because it'll take time for him to organize and...
Right. I just wanted to be clear what we were going to be expecting out
Yeah.
of tonight before
Correct.
we commit
Yeah,
resources that we may or may not
No,
have.
just
When you
figure
said
out what information.
espionage, we thought like
Yeah.
straight up.
Like,
Yeah.
sneak
I don't know
over
what
the
you call
tower,
it.
stab him in the neck.
Scold. I don't know what it's
It's
called.
all
Yeah.
good. You were fine. We just overread it.
Druggery.
So, describe to me how nice the room at the finest inn in Gehenna is.
Yeah.
It's like a clean toilet,
It's pretty nice.
clean prison toilet. You know those
I've
metal
s-
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
that.
they're really cool. Although it's
That's
weird that
pretty
they
good for
use
health.
stainless steel because it actually is terrible for bacterial killing. They should really use something like brass or copper or something.
Would
but-
you
I'm going to
check
stay in your
each
hut
of our rooms
tonight.
with detect magic and see if there are any wards that shouldn't be there?
You're
Of
welcome
course.
to it.
Any spy magics that shouldn't be there?
Hey, Gladiosa, you want to stretch your legs a little bit?
The room contains no extraneous or divining magical enchantment.
Thanks.
Anyone who wants to spend the night in the hut is more than welcome. Selena, I highly advise you do.
Considering I'm the only one who sleeps, yeah, probably. Yeah. So we can share a room.
Right.
I'm also staying in the hut too
Yeah.
because the rooms are filthy.
I'm going to use my room.
Have fun.
So I
Gotta
can.
keep up
I will
defenses anyway.
ritually cast detect poison and disease on the room see if I find anything to clean.
No, nothing that actually rises to disease or poison levels.
Okay. You're fine.
Is there at least a phone for room service?
Nope.
Damn. Sending stone.
I have message.
That's not good. Fucking around.
$5
gonna
doesn't buy
say-
what it used to.
We could find the most cantankerous raccoon out here and
I just-
send it for the as an animal messenger.
Oh my god.
I
What does a
stand-
demon raccoon even look like?
I didn't say demon raccoon.
Right,
I
but
said
you're-
cantankerous raccoon.
Yeah, but you really think it's going to be a normal raccoon
I
down
want
here?
to see a demon raccoon. I'm just gonna stand unmoving like a statue looking out the window for the half hour. Just be creepy.
Mission accomplished.
Yep. Right.
Alrighty. So you guys take 30 minutes and then get ready to go to the meeting house and send out word and all that other stuff. Who would like to helm the city exploration check?
Actually,
Sure.
I think I have urchin as my background, or is it soldier?
It's essentially survival.
Yeah, no,
It's survival or... That's about it, really. Or investigation. Sure.
I'll do it. I feel like I'm good at city reconnaissance and whatnot.
Alright.
Is anyone trained that can guide?
I can help you with investigation, but
So
Sure.
would I, but
not survival.
not survival. Yeah.
We'll do investigation then if that's okay. If you offered it.
Yeah, investigation.
Then
Yeah.
I will
Just
guide
trying to think
you
of how this works.
in whatever way possible.
That's fine. Oh, not bad.
Nice.
18, 19, 24.
Alright. Much like what I described before, the winding streets, the different divisions, and all the like, you eventually go around and hop around and find out that there are 13 meeting houses in this city, each under the jurisdiction of a singular member of the Sulfuran Council. A lot of them are actually pretty booked. Mr. Fingelstein's booked. Several of them are just, it's like you go to them and one after another. It's like we're booked. Something tomorrow? Are you kidding me? No. Oh, I don't think so. But eventually you go through, and you could tell that Mrs. Kilgass is invisible this whole time. She goes invisible and that she stays quiet. So you visit the meeting house of Mr. Bobblestone. He's a greater quasar of the council. And then you visit the meeting house of Mrs. Bundletrain. She's a lower quasar of the Sulfuran Council. Dr. Tweedle and Mr. Hallstool and Mrs. Matterston. All the way up until you eventually find one for a Mrs. Gladlight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we found it.
You have one of the High Pontifexes. Not a Supreme Pontifex, but a High Pontifex. And kind of seen as the vice chair of the Sulfuran Council.
So as we go up the rungs, are they more warded and better warded?
They're all immaculately warded. These are gradations of mirth, trying to decipher the different webs and magical affixations and guards. It's like, that one has like, not 1,700 enchantments, but 1,701.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to cast an angry spell in hand.
I let Gladiosa get a good look because I'm sure that she'll enjoy it.
She's fascinated. She thanks you. Science. So, a kind of dog-faced creature with tattered, leathery wings greets you. You can see little kind of tiny gray feathers from the wings, but they kind of fall off. He's wearing this goldish armor, which is rusted in some spots, and he has a sword, which hasn't seen much use, and his dog, anthropomorphic face greets you. He has droopy jaws like that, basset hound-like cartoon. You want a meeting tomorrow? What time?
What do you have free?
We have a number of openings available to people who are willing to pay the toll, as it were.
How about high noon?
A costly hour, but I suppose we can assist you.
What's a slightly less costly hour, but...
No, let's go with high noon. I aim to please.
High noon.
What invitations would you like to extend in this meeting?
Gilly, I think this is more your rodeo.
And I knew. I mean, we could have made it 310
Come on, partner. Oh, yeah.
to Yuma.
We would like to extend
Together.
I
Pretending.
not we, I would like to extend an offer to the steward.
The steward of what house? I'm sorry, the steward of what house?
It's the steward of the Sulfuran Council. Is that what? Of the Sulfuran Council.
Oh, all right. Does he know he's a dog?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
trying to picture what that was about.
Does he know that you have business with him?
He will.
Not
once
yet.
We've extended the invitation.
All right.
Is this normally not how this is done?
Anyone can extend an invitation to anyone. These are meeting houses. It's just people meeting with the the steward of the 13, Mr. Yagno, are usually meeting in the tower. But he is a citizen of this Gehenna, so I will extend him an invite. I will allow you to draft your letter stating your terms. And he hands you a couple pieces of parchment. When it's ready, I shall send it, and I will give you notice of confirmation. Where are you staying?
I am staying at the Iron Gullet.
That is a respectable establishment. Sure. Iron Gullet, your name was Gilly?
Correct.
Wonderful. All right. Go ahead and write your letter.
Okay.
Get some
Keeping
on
careful
voice.
to only keep my name in all of it.
All right. What does your letter say?
It says, no, it's okay. It says, Yagno, on behalf of the Lady of Winter, I, Gilly O'Shea, what is my title? Knight of Winter, right?
Night of Winter.
Knight of Winter, as her representative, come prepared to make an offer. Do I need to list all the terms of the offer in the letter?
You're just creating a scene.
Okay.
Create the scene.
I was just curious. She has recently come across an item and believes you might be quite interested in making a deal for it. Especially because of the relevance to a rather significant recent addition to your Sulfuran Council. Don't help.
I'm reading it. I'm like, do you think that maybe you should be more overt and say you got the cloak? I mean, I just
Yeah, we really want to lower him.
just want to get it in there because he might just think like you got potpourri.
I'm
you know, or
also
something.
not sure how secure is all this. It just goes straight to him, right?
You have no way of
no
knowing
idea.
how to
Okay.
If you're letting me read over your shoulder, I would whisper in your ear, tell him you have a key to the map. For
Have
its
it-
release
right.
and return.
For its release and return, I use message.
If
what?
they haven't gotten it off Alric yet, release from Alric, and then be able to unlock it for anyone else.
Okay.
Release and if that makes sense.
Release and
Whatever.
unlocking.
A key.
Awakening.
I explained that we have an item to assist with the unlocking and utilization of the mask that has recently come into their possession. Its counterpart.
All right. Its counterpart, you say that? Okay. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Can we assist since we assisted
You
her?
actively assisted.
I'm
Yeah.
also going to. Is it acceptable to give myself? Oh wait, I've got assistance. Fine. Okay.
Because I can give you guidance if he assists you. I just don't think I can do both.
The task would take longer than a minute to write. Guidance doesn't really apply here,
Got it.
I'd say.
I don't know. That's fair.
Great. 17.
All right. You write your letter. You have to do this in a time constraint, and you feel as comfortable as you're going to be. You hand it to the dog-faced creature who is the attendant here.
Can we seal it before it leaves?
He's gonna. Yeah, if you have a seal yourself, you can supply one.
And am I supposed to dictate terms in it of like what he's supposed to offer in return? Or
he has to accept the meeting first, and then we'll notify you.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you see him slot it into a little box. It falls. Hello. The fee, of course. Just 25 gold pieces, please.
Okay, and I pay it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your assistance today.
You are more than welcome.
And what's your name in case we need to ask for you again?
Oh, I'm just an attendant here. My name's not important.
Okay. Nice to meet you. Not important. She's gonna go. Alright, well, guess.
So it's Mrs. Gladlight's meeting house, is that?
Yep, each Sulfuran member has a meeting house.
As we will, unless we're gonna do anything else, after we walk out onto the street, maybe we take the time, since it might take a little while to respond, just kind of try to trace a path between here and the tower. Eye spots. Or his home, one of the two.
Go ahead and roll. Tower or home?
What do you want to do first?
Let's do tower. He seems like a workaholic from what I hear.
You have to be. I'm single admin servicing 13 members.
What am I rolling here?
Investigation.
Alright.
I'll give guidance since I can't assist.
I can assist with investigation.
Alright, we're like just scoping out best place to ambush.
So can I.
Or actually, if you do that, I will take no part in that.
I
Oh,
can
well,
assist
that
with
was-
investigation.
The guidance has been alright. 11.
We've been rolling so hot.
So, due to like the topsy-turvy nature and the kind of half streets and all the different names, it's incredibly difficult to discern a single path. Your assumption is he'll probably just teleport close to the thing and walk up. And Mrs. Kilgast says he's not going to be able to, he can't teleport at will or anything like that, but he can get a good ways there and then walk. That's generally how upper level members of this city travel. They just go from sigil to sigil and just...
Based off of your time in the Underpaws.
Underclaws.
Underclaws, I'm sorry. Underpaw? Underclaw? I thought it was like underhanded.
She raises up her reverse claw. She's like, it's like this.
Oh, that makes a little bit more sense. I thought it was like a clever play on words.
No, all the members of the Underclaws bear the same curse. Go ahead.
Interesting. Any sigils around here that you think that would be more ideal for him or more likely?
There's a blacksmith shop nearby that's kind of loyal to the cause. We could try that. She leads you to this kind of little blacksmith area, tavernish place with a nice pond. Kind of idyllic. This is one of the houses, but really no way of knowing. But there's a lot of different good vantage points here. We could kind of this could be the ambush point. I think we're gonna have to spread out, cover a lot of ground. Be within, on rooftops within distance of one another, a couple 100 feet or 100 feet or whatever, but we're going to have to spread this one out. Once he appears, we pounce.
Of course.
That makes sense.
And do we want to, don't mean to over-engineer this, but it's kind of my thing. We should probably set a fallback position if he comes from an unexpected locale, that we can intercept him on the way, like a last-ditch effort before we reach the safe house. I'll let maybe one of you guys scope that out.
Can we see the safe house from the blacksmith shop?
The meeting house? Yeah, it's close-ish by a couple blocks,
So
city blocks.
within 1,000 feet, 500
Yeah,
feet?
1,000.
1,000 feet.
Yeah, 500 or 1,000. Yeah.
So, Justice, you should probably be closest to the meeting house if he comes out of something else. Because if we do this right and we go with the idea that you cast silence on him, or on his center, and I can cast a useful dust devil. It can hold him in place, push him back, make sure he stays within the silence, and deal damage at the same time before you do that. As long as we can keep eye contact on each other, and then
Okay.
Seveli should be able to. Can you magic your blades? Do they still magic stab after if you're in silence? Because I would assume so, provided they were activated beforehand.
Yeah, what blades are we talking about here?
His Wishlock blades.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Hey,
Yeah, does Blade Song work in silence?
Joe?
Considering it's that
No, I
song.
Because it's a
I would...
dance?
Oh, that's interesting.
It's less about singing.
But it's the music accompaniment. I would say no. First instinct is to say no.
I'd have to read like the wording out of the book, like the flavor text probably of it, because the description here doesn't say that much.
And it's a spell, right?
No, it's a feature.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just a bonus action to start and just grants benefits. If it ends early, if I'm incapacitated, put on heavy armor or shield, or use 2 hands to make an attack with a weapon. Nothing about requiring somatic,
you should be
verbal, anything.
You should be good, actually. It's just called a blade song. Yeah, it's not actually. There's a slight accompaniment of music thematically, but no, mechanically you're good.
Yeah.
I'm reading the full script. Yep.
Yeah, because it's more about the like how you're using the blade and
Yeah.
like the performance of it.
Mm-hmm.
So could counter charm also work in silence?
You have to accompany it with a performance of some kind, but you have actively chosen voice as your commonly most used thing. And I'm assuming that your interpretive, visual-based dance is not how you counter charm. You know, it's usually a musical accompaniment. That's the kind of bard you are.
Okay.
So that's just a thing to keep in mind. If he gets close to you, I'm going to cast it directly on him. If he closes ground with you, you won't be able to cast in your spells.
That makes sense.
But there are things that we can do before you do that would give us advantages magically.
I think that's going to be Moven and Salvo. I think that...
Yeah.
Because
That's
he could
what I'm
probably
saying.
counterspell something that you do if he sees you. So I'll hit him and then we just be more than 20 feet away from him when you do it. So
What? So what do I need to know about how I need to conduct myself in order to maintain like a good representation for Morgan?
Could you be more specific?
If I participate at all in any of this jumping him, is that going to reflect That's going to reflect poorly, correct?
Yeah, it's assassination.
Yes.
I mean, well, and
No.
I mean, we established before though that he's trying to keep it a secret, and so like we got to make sure it gets killed.
It's the risk we
But
take.
then you have plausible
with doing this.
deniability because we booked the thing.
Right.
You're going to be in disguise as long as you don't say it's Gilly and Co. You know.
Yeah, unless you're like stabbing him in the neck, you're like, I'm gay. Don't forget the name.
Okay. I just didn't understand how much of this was like. I misunderstood something then. Never mind.
Okay.
It will look bad, but we have plausible deniability.
Right.
I would think.
How close are we to the river Styx?
Oh, far.
Oh,
Dang.
Okay. Because I was going to say that
Drag
someone
him
could
into the
dimension door 500 feet, drop him in the
Are we
river
500
Styx.
feet away from the
No,
rivers?
God, no. You're like a mile or two. A few miles.
And if he's big, Dimension Door, you can only do a creature your size or smaller.
Oh, he's massive.
Yeah. So he won't be.
Yeah.
Right.
Tiny door. All right.
He's a good 15 feet tall, I think.
As long as we have a fallback position identified, I feel pretty good.
Perfect.
I think right there, that intersection, just before the
I agree. That
merchant
looks
house.
like a perfect
And,
spot.
and demons are considered people, right?
No,
No,
they're
No.
demons.
So that wouldn't be whole person, that would be whole creature,
Old monster, yeah.
whole monster.
All right. So does anyone want to do anything else? You guys gonna rest? Did you want to scout out the tower at all?
Yeah, I think.
Need to know your approach.
Right, because as soon as that happens,
we'll
we
need to
then
run.
need to go and do the other
Correct.
thing. How much time are we working with, do you think, Mrs. Kilgast?
What? How much time till what?
When
After we kill him.
achieve the first goal, how much time do we have to really extract Ulrich?
Oh, you'd want to do it immediately.
Yeah.
The first reaction is going to be, oh, what's all this? And then the second reaction is going to be, find them.
And how public is the place that we're about to be doing this bit? It's going to be pretty readily known that he's dead, right?
Yeah, you're to the middle of the street.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Definition of public.
How much should we expect that other people will interfere?
Oh, he can probably summon some gods and stuff, but just gonna have to do our best.
We'll wade through it.
Okay.
I'd say we pick one or two paths. It seems like this place is pretty circuitous between here and the tower. And then maybe have a point that's not the Iron Gullet to reconvene if we get separated.
Where shall we reconvene?
You know this town better than we do. Do you have any ideas?
I know the town very well. The rest of you do not.
Exactly.
Right.
You need to
Should
figure
we
out.
can reconvene at the sewer?
I was going to suggest that.
Fantastic idea.
Yep.
Seem to be at home there, like scurrying little rats. It's kind of charming.
You do what gets you by.
You would know a thing or two about rats.
I would. They've been on my diet for quite some time.
Tough way to live.
All right.
Indeed.
Well, I feel comfortable. Let's try to figure out a path or two to the tower. Maybe do some reconnaissance.
Roll investigation.
I'm assuming
with that.
the whole shebang of everyone helping. And is
Right.
guidance appropriate in this
Not
situation
really.
because
I
it's
would
taking
say
longer?
No.
Yeah, it's a
It's a-
protracted
yeah.
thing.
It's
That's
only
cool.
if you tell me what you're doing can I
That's
guide
all
you.
good. I'm a man of secrets. That's an 18.
Okay, so you're able to kind of skirt the outside of the tower. So the tower actually has just basically, it has 13 rows, 13 walk-ups. You now see that though they don't cut straight through the town, there are essentially 13 roads that lead to this tower. And they all eventually wind around in this kind of circular thorn, like circle of thorns kind of looking pattern, spiraling out. You guys keep a healthy distance from the tower, but see that it is lightly guarded. There's a lot of mezzoloths and some of those winged demonic like creatures flying around, but mostly it just kind of sits almost tranquil-like and stands singular, apart from everything else. There's a good 60 feet of clearing and just kind of patchy grassland, and well, not grass, a well-manicured grassland and a grass area, lawns and stuff, and fountains and things like that. Down 50, 100 feet, or however, whatever kind of distance is appropriate, and apart from every other building. So it's the only building within so many feet.
Do the guards all seem to be of the demonic variety, or
Oh,
the
yeah.
humanoid?
No, they're all demons. A lot of mezzoloth, a few Nikoloths flying around. You see, because they can fly, those big guys.
Mrs.
Think of-
Kilgast?
Yeah.
What should we expect about gaining entry to and maneuvering throughout the tower?
Resistance, difficulty.
Do you know a good way in underground, or I would think a frontal assault would be foolish.
When the time comes, I'll show you all how it's done. How about that?
I'm sold.
Okay.
Isn't the kind of thing I can really tell you. I can only show.
That's fair.
I'm ready.
As long as it gets us to where we need to go.
Okay.
All right.
So you can manage that heavy lifting.
Wonderful. Well, maybe we rest up,
And then prep for tomorrow.
stock up on anything. This is a city of merchants. Perhaps some shopping is in order.
No, yes, wonderful shopping to be had in Gehenna.
All right.
Perfect.
So as you guys kind of begin to walk away, you can see Miss Kilgass, as you guys are all sitting there kind of looking around before you depart, she just takes in a deep breath, and you can hear this kind of, and she goes, and this fire-like smoke flees from her little kitty mouth, and as the smoke kind of travels towards the tower, you can see all these intersecting red lines
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
crisscrossing every which way. She gives a little nod, and you guys depart.
Now we know what to expect. First
they're
order of
rumored by
business,
cat suits.
leather cat suits for everyone.
I think so. I think that's necessary.
Now, I have another thing or two about leather cat suits. The thing about the sizing, you always go a size smaller than you think you need because you can just really squeeze it in there.
Real seals and flavor.
Yeah.
So you guys go to the Sodine Bazaar. You can see that there's no actual formal shops. There's just a lot of pop-up stands. They all have names, but a lot of it's demonic. Demons and infernal creatures all alike, manning each and every one. They all seem to be clamoring for your business. There doesn't seem to be a lot of like tight. It's an organized city, but again, the more you explore it, it's like kind of happenstance, a kind of clash of deregulated organisms that are somehow existing. And they are clamoring for your business. Oh, I see. You need more makeup, madame. And they talk to you, Sevilius. Do you need a kind of more rouge?
I just ignore them and keep walking. Do I see any like magic items?
Fine silk. You do. You do see a magic item. Then someone gets in front of your face. Fine silk for a fine lady. This rubs you with silk.
He's having a bad hair day.
Oh, gentleman who loves to look good. Well, fine silk for you too.
It does look pretty nice. I'll pass.
All right.
I like Justice finds himself for half a second considering the silk for Claire, and then he's like, oh, no. Keep going. Later.
What do these silks look like,
Come back and buy some. It's Claire.
I will. I'm gonna.
So, you guys are perusing. Go ahead and roll perception. You're perusing.
I'm a peruser.
Sure.
I'm a peruser and a producer.
Nat 20.
Nice.
24 total.
Okay. So, you find there are, of course, consumable magic items, potions and the like. You arrive at this kind of small stand, humble, manned by a short little halfling who has all manner of adornment and garbs and fanciful dress. He has a beautiful red skin, like a leathery tan. He has jewels all around, a gold chain necklace. He has arid and flowing clothes that are layered and light. So, welcome to my shop. I see you have an eye for extraordinary gifts.
I do, and yours look quite extraordinary.
Very, very, very. He pushes a few forward. What are you looking for?
Anything in general, anything that might be interesting.
Well, I can see that you have kind of a warrior's stride to you. But you could use perhaps an item or two from my stock. He looks around. Might I interest you in a pair of bracers? They're an interesting little ditty. They require attunement, and you can cast any cantrip on the turn, one as an action, and then again as a bonus action. He spins them over to you. As long as they are the same cantrip. Action, and then a bonus action.
This is really good.
Braces.
How much?
For you, my sir? Handsome and strapping as you are? 1,700 gold.
How much is that platinum converted for?
Yeah, I need to know.
Yeah,
Because that'll tap me.
725
'Cause I bought the
times 10, right?
Yeah, 725 times 10.
So
7,250 gold.
Man.
divided by 4.
It's really good.
Right. Stand by.
That'd be 1,800. He would have enough just from the platinum.
Would I?
Yeah.
You can haggle.
Oh, I can? Okay.
You think I'm role-playing this for my health? I hand wave this shit if there's
I'm
no
not good at
haggling.
angling.
Huh?
Not the
That's
best
how
at
much
angling.
gold we each get.
You as an individual are not gonna have
that would
it.
each
You'd be
get
fine.
from that. So that's on top of what I already have.
Yeah. So
Correct.
1813, right? What did you come up
Okay,
with?
yeah, I'll be
18, 12 and a half.
fine. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Those are mighty fine, but that's a bit steep. Would you mind coming down a couple hundred? Let's say 1,400.
Roll persuasion.
That is a 16.
1,400, you say?
Mm-hmm.
You have a deal.
Perfect.
So, who's next? You? I have just the thing for you, actually, darling. I can see you eyeing my crossbow. Pulls it up. You need this, don't you? I can see it in your eye.
I mean, that depends on what it does.
This is a crossbow of the Viper. It's a +1 crossbow, light crossbow. You take 1d10 poison damage on your turn, and you add 2d6 poison damage to your attack roll, to your damage roll. It's a magical crossbow, and the bolts you shoot from it are magical as well.
You know, maybe, but I don't like the idea of hurting myself to hurt other people.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah, I know, but, yeah. How much are you asking for that?
For this one, I'll be honest with you, since you and I are cut from the same cloth. It's a bit malfunctioning in parts. When if you roll 1, you take some poison damage.
In addition to the poison you're already taking each time you fire it.
Yes.
That's quite a downside.
But probably get a discount.
Don't underestimate it. It's more powerful than it seems. I would say 1,000 gold.
I'll keep that in my mind as I continue to peruse. What else do I see that's of interest?
For you, he kind of looks around. I'm not sure. Puts up the crossbow. Can't say I have much else. I don't think you'd be interested in this old thing. And he taps a brooch that's dangling next to him. Not interested in all, trust me. Can I get you something?
I believe that you were finishing up with her. There's the subject of the brooch.
He moves on. How about you, darling?
How long have you set shop here?
Thousands of years. You believe me?
I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you.
Brooklyn.
It's an interesting place. They have bridges.
Oh.
15 years.
I'm from a place with bridges.
You are. Congratulations.
Is it one of those?
Probably
Oh.
not.
Anyway, 15 years. That's how long I've been here.
That's not bad. It's worth a bit of a tenure there. Looking for information.
I don't know how much of that I have. What kind of information?
Just if you've ever seen a certain spark, shard, or squirm in this side of the world.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Things the DM forgot.
No, not at all. I haven't. I don't really trade in elemental gems. I trade in basically things I scavenged from the war and continue to scavenge from the war.
Fair enough. Could you point me in the direction of a person who might?
Around here? I don't think anyone does. Do some hunting. Maybe you'll find it.
I'll leave a gold on his counter.
Thank you.
I'd like to make an Arcana check or something to try to discern what that brooch is.
Roll Arcana.
I can assist on that because I'm also curious about said brooch.
So we're
Those
just sitting
bracers-
here chatting about, like,
Yeah.
what do you think it is?
I'm also admiring my new bracers because they're pretty awesome. I found them in D&D.
23.
I know.
23. It is. You look into it, and it's gothic in design. It has that whole kind of red gem in the center and spreads out with the metal, heavy metal. And you can see at the bottom, just beneath the fang, and this creates this kind of almost face-like structure with the red gem being a single eye, are two kind of like fangs. That's what you discern.
I don't discern any sorts of magical properties or anything from it. Just that it has like some sort
Arcana
of
check to discern magical properties is like not
okay.
a thing, really, unfortunately.
Right.
Identify is the only way.
Yeah.
It's like DC 35, basically.
You know, I can tell when something's being dangled in front of me in a coy fashion.
It's literally dangling.
Literally dangling. I really don't think you'd be interested in it, honey. You're not willing to do what the crossbow asks you to. Well, what the crossbow demands.
I might be willing to deal with it.
That's what I was thinking.
So what does it do?
This little ditty is known as the Brooch of the Night Stalker. You can hide, dash, disengage as a bonus action. You can cast Fog Cloud, Animal Friendship, and Hypnotic Pattern once per dawn. In addition, you may cast Polymorph, targeting yourself only, but may only change into a swarm of bats. While in this form, you retain all of your ability scores, mental ability scores. It has a slight malfunctioning component to it, if you would. Not quite, I wouldn't say a curse. That's a very crass word to use. You are filled with an insatiable bloodlust while attuned to this item. You must consume a minimum of 1 pint of blood at least once before each dawn. The blood must be drawn from a living or recently deceased creature. Otherwise, when dawn rises, you will gain 1 point of exhaustion, and the magic properties of the item will remain dormant until you satiate your bloodlust. You do have a kind of vampiric visage, do you?
Well, tempting. I do not prefer the taste of blood.
How about you?
3 vampires in my lifetime. Not enough.
What would you offer, or what would you have for someone who already innately can do most of what that little diddle right there can do?
If it's not of any value to you, don't buy it.
No, I'm asking, what else do you have for someone like me?
For you, darling.
A crossbow. Ta-da!
Have you seen our crossbows?
He's like, hey!
That's fine. If that's all, I'll take some healing potions, greater healing potions, I should say. And you don't give that dust that chokes people, causes them sneeze.
My goodness, what a fetish. No.
So, I mean, don't kink shame. But anyway, you did mention that crossbow was quite malfunctioning.
To some people, it's not even an issue.
Right.
You're immune to poison. What's the deal?
I'm not. At the moment.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It doesn't have any riders about not being able to reduce the damage.
Right. So, considering that there's that broken element of it, dealing with that whole lot of extra damage, if something goes wrong with it.
Just a little bit of extra damage, just a D10.
You know, how much are we really talking here?
Roll persuasion.
Oh, that red tie has betrayed me a few times today already. Good. 27.
It's been awfully hard to hawk this thing. Fine. I'll go all the way down to 725. 650. And not a penny of it.
649.
Entire gold? I think not, good sir.
649 and 99 copper.
Done with you.
650. And
Yes.
you throw in a basic healing potion.
Sure.
A working basic healing potion.
He grabs a healing potion. Hands it to you. Mark, healing potion.
Question mark?
Yep.
Potion of poison, I'm sure. And about those greater healing potions.
Oh yeah, 300 gold each.
So
Is that what
650.
they usually go
Okay.
for?
No.
I give him the same look. I'm like,
I'm a man. I have a family. Well, not family, but I have a hell of a gambling habit.
I point out there like do I really have to stretch these legs and walk across the street to the other merchant who will go into
150 a pop, graders.
How many do you have?
He has as many. You can hop around the bazaar and buy as many as you'd like, pretty much.
I'm gonna buy a couple for myself.
150 each.
Thank you.
Anything you'd like to sell? I love to trade.
Shall we sell that ring, guys?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, sure.
Do you deal in non-magical items?
Have I done I probably would have identified the ring and seen if
It's
there
not
was
magical.
Okay, good. Just check. I just wanted to check before we
Yeah.
talk it. This is the ring of wish.
He'll give you 650 gold for it. I'll give you 650 gold. Or I have this item that
Do tell.
it's,
Guys, I love shopping.
it's known as a pyro converger.
Oh no.
That sounds quite interesting. What is that?
So it's a relic from the wars of the material plane. As an action, you can project fire in a 10-foot cone. Each creature in that area so makes a DC 13 dexterity saving throw, taking 46 damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Yes. And what's the rider on this one? I've sensed a
It's
pattern.
slightly malfunctioning, though. Each time you use the pyro conversion, you have to roll a d10. Add the number of time you've used it since your last long rest. The total is 11 or higher. Malfunctions. You take 46 fire damage. You can't, and then it can't be used again for a whole day.
Only use it once a day.
What's the name of the shop?
Doesn't have one.
Broken Things.
Bastards and broken things.
My braces aren't broken.
They work wonderfully.
They do.
You're welcome.
Except for that slight rider effect that when you try
You take them off and they take 10 points of health every
You
time
cast the same can. No, not really. You were transported to hell.
Oh,
Wait, we're here.
So that item is a what?
Pyro converger.
What sort of does it take up a slot of?
Nope, doesn't require attunement.
And you do fire damage in a cone.
Yeah.
You said how many DC?
It's a 10-foot cone.
10-foot cone.
Basically just like a
46.
little 46 DC 13.
So it's like a mini fireball.
It's a flamethrower.
it's like burning.
You guys have actually... Cthulhu had one on his shoulder. His was a bit more effective, though.
You know, guys, we could just trade in this ring for that, right? That's what he's offering.
Is it worth the full 650?
That's
Of
what
course,
I'm
I would never offer you guys a bad bargain.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna try to-
me.
one,
How about-
2, 3 suckers.
How about the Fire Belcher, or whatever the thing's called,
Pyro converger.
Pyro Converger, and 200 gold for the ring.
It's agreeable.
Okay with that.
Does that seem like a good deal? To
It
me?
does.
Okay. Okay.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Slightly malfunctioning.
I love
yes. Ghost of things.
So many cursed items.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God these braces aren't cursed.
They're not. They're actually not. I'm promising you now. I shouldn't say that.
I was gonna say.
Promise on the stream.
I much imagine it's like
Too late
breathing.
now, yeah.
It's
No,
on
they're
the
not
internet.
cursed.
Correct. It's on the internet.
I
You have
didn't
to...
curse them.
If you cross me,
I didn't curse them. It says Matt.
Perfect.
the demons in hell did.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't my fault.
I told them no. They didn't listen.
I told them no.
Okay.
Glorious.
So,
Oh no.
ring for Pyro Converger and 200 gold.
Love it.
Shopping!
Anything else you'd like to sell, darling?
Shopping.
I had a really good voice for him, and now it's like changed 13 times.
It has. It's great.
Hey! You're
Yeah.
anything you
Where is
want
it?
to sell?
No, anything else you'd like? Got anything to sell?
Potentially.
I could probably turn a profit on just about anything you've got, so hand it over. I'll pay top dollar for it.
500.
This,
You there, you don't use that scimitar anymore, do you? She's like,
You don't do that
that shit anymore!
You're just like taking it away. Good lord.
how about this dark shard amulet I've got here?
Let me see it.
What does that do again?
It's a
It's a
warlock
common
item.
magic item.
Yeah.
He grabs it. Zzz, zzz, zzz. 50 gold.
Is that reasonable to me?
Roll insight.
Didn't he
You know, when I
say
was looking at that magazine, I saw it for at least 100.
22.
Yeah, you could sell it for 100, but you can't sell it for 100.
Right.
Yeah.
This is probably where I.
He has to
be
make a
able to
profit.
Right.
Shopkeepers sell it for 100. They
So much
buy
more.
it for less.
We should open a shop.
That's not how D&D works.
Why not?
Next week on...
There actually are rules for if you ever want to open a shop. Turns out there's a lot of complications and issues, and it eats away at your profit, and you basically...
No, we'll be fine.
Huh. Weird.
We'll do it right this time.
Oh boy.
Where all these people have failed, we will succeed.
Yes, because that's what we need
50
more
gold?
of in this stream. Sure.
Alright, takes the amulet, tosses you 50 gold.
'Kay.
Alright, 50 gold
All
now.
this gold is real, right?
Question mark? Yeah, that's good joking. It's not, there is literally fool's gold in this game,
That's
but no,
what-
this is
yeah.
not fool's gold. Otherwise, I would tell you, right, 50 gold in question mark.
Okay. Remove that.
No one else? I'm buying. Oh, come on. He's like, touching your pockets.
Touching your
Shoot.
I just love the idea. He's just so hungry for it.
Just this little halfling around.
Yeah. I think
He didn't pickpocket me, did he?
No, he's
Okay,
not. He's
good.
not. He's very handsy, but he's not actually a pickpocket.
That's how
Not
Alexis
anymore.
describes me. Not since the incident.
Since the war.
I think I'm good for now. My internet connection's pretty bad, so I can't see anything. I don't want to sit by, so.
All right, well, nice to meet all of you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
What was your name?
My name is Kirk.
Is that part of the salutation?
Kirk the Halfling Hell Merchant.
Yep.
On my allies list next to Stumpy the Gnome, Jim the Dagger Man,
What?
He wasn't an ally.
What is this?
and not important.
And things to the scope of Sevelius. These people were allies, whether or not they took advantage
The
of
Hell
him.
Merchant.
Hell Merchant. I love
Halfling
it.
Hell Merchant.
Perfect.
It's always nice to see veterans from the war.
Thank you.
It mostly points to you.
I'm sure I got the veterans discount.
Of course.
Which side did you serve with?
As a mercenary.
He's a merchant. He served both sides. So
I'm
Gotcha.
from the Durfin Archipelago. I was a blazing Aegis merchant. It's south of Gishari.
Got it. I was going to say it sounded super familiar.
You guys killed a gnome there. He was also from the Blazing Aegis Company. They're the second largest mercenary company other than the Grandlings.
Yeah, Bright Fizzle was from there, right?
Good memory. Did you ever serve?
Steel Trap.
We should ask him.
What?
Do you ever service him?
he might be down here.
All right.
Things to
I'm
keep
good.
a lookout for.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Right, let's go rest up and prepare for tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. With the resting up and the preparing for tomorrow, we're going to take a break.
Woo! Do I get a long rest without dying?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
No.
Ooh, and now we have to decide what magic items to use.
Yeah,
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 love
yeah.
Lucius
bracers.
bracers yep.
And the crossbow is not attuned.
It is not a required attunement. It's a very funny little item, but it doesn't require. The Pyro Converger says on D&D Beyond it requires attunement. It does not.
Okay, perfect.
Is the bracers the same way? Where it's
No, those bracers are deceptively
I
good.
know.
What does that
People are
cost?
like, oh, that's
They're
like
really
okay. I'm like,
good.
no, those are insane.
I'll
Yeah.
ask you when the break. Never mind.
Did you make them?
No, they're from Guildmaster's Guide to Ravenica. Notice reference to House Dimmir. That
I saw
really-
Dimir and I heard and I
No.
thought like,
Oh, no,
it
that's-
was something
that's
from Anna that you
D.I.
made.
M-M-E-R-E.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I haven't looked through the Ravinica items yet, so I have no idea what's out there. No, they're really
I like
good.
them
Like
thematically
that
because they
is
don't make any
perfect
noise,
for
but they just
Enjoy
give me
a
advantage
blade
on stealth.
singer.
So
God, that's
my,
so
and my
good.
cloak lets
Did we
me fly.
transition?
So
All right. No,
Okay,
sorry.
that's what I was
I
thinking.
forgot.
Like,
All right, hold on. Okay, we'll be back in 15, 20 minutes, and yeah, we are back. The party is in Gehenna. They just did some shopping, which is fun. They made their way back to the Iron Gullet, resting over the night, and preparing themselves for a serendipitous meeting.
good old-fashioned murder.
Towards the end of the night, as you're about to fall asleep, well, one person is about to sleep, the rest of you are about to do your weirdo meditation stuff. You do get a letter confirming the meeting.
As I'm sitting alone in my room with Mrs. Kilgast, it would seem that... Oh wait, I'm not broken anymore. It would seem that this altercation for you has been a long time coming.
Long time coming with the Agno. Sure.
Do you think that this will sufficiently weaken or disrupt them?
Oh, without a doubt. The Agno keeps the trains running on time, so if you're in council, clever, powerful, but not very good at running a city, as you can see.
They're not very good at running the city, as I can see.
All the crazy streets and lackadaisical design. It's all pretty at first. Then it's all, where the hell is this? Where does this go?
I felt that there seems to be, and maybe I am reading malice where none exists, intentional to make one feel lost or unwelcomed.
Some of that.
Although I guess one cannot attribute to malice what can be explained by incompetence.
Nothing says incompetence can't be malicious.
Now that's a concept. Malicious incompetence.
You want to lie for 1,000 years? The things around you hurt people. You don't ever try to change or learn more. What's that?
Maybe it's apathy or ignorance. Combination of both.
Seems malicious to me.
Would a demon of his stature be immune to poison, you think?
Oh, yeah. Yagno. Most of these types are, unfortunately.
And I will not attempt to waste any on him. Thank you for the additional information.
There's more where that came from. I know a lot for a woman my age.
Anything that you think that I should know? I'm not asking the right questions.
I think you're going to be ready for this particular leg of our journey as you'll ever be. But there are things you've encountered, you and your friends, things I know that could help.
For our overarching goals.
Perhaps, yes.
Of course, that information would not be free.
No. It would come at quite a price. And you wouldn't be the only one I expect to pay it. There are things happening in Gishari and the world around. I've got something of an inside scoop. You've all wondered about
the arresting light, the void, my darling husband, Vorigesh. I could tell you. I could teach you. But I'd have to charge.
Tell me, is this the nature of devils? Can there never be a freedom of exchange? Why must everything be contracts, tit for tat?
Maybe it is in my nature. Or maybe I'm just a little girl, a young woman, who needs things. And so I sell my information rather than give it away.
As you observed from my comrades, when the right type of, I hate to say friendship, but relationship is formed, I think you'll often find that barter is not required in order for the assistance to be lended.
Is that what I've witnessed over these past few months?
The group might be trepidatious or hand-wringing when it comes to the gritty details, but in my time I have seen when steel meets steel, they step up.
My read of the landscape is Sevilius paid you all for your protection. Once that contract expired, he kind of stuck around so that he could be revitalized and gain protection and foster connections, gain power, the likes he hasn't had in about 200 years. And then, your little bardic friend was about to pack away the adventuring life until her sister needed bailed out. And then you all helped her. Not because you wanted to, or out of the goodness of your heart, but you wanted to help you with your thing. And Celine wanted help with hers. And you all made your deals, both within the group and outside of the group. You all had an agenda, and you all had motivation. You made your deals, you passed your words, you negotiated, and I was there for almost all of it. I watched all. When push came to shove, when people's lives were on the line, no less than young Trilly O'Shea, a lot of it was, what's in it for me? When Alric, needing to be rescued, it was, how can this affect my family? What will this affect my relationship with the Cauldron Whisperer? Been traveling with you for humanoids for some months. I have to tell you, don't see this family you just talked about. What I see are agents and actors playing a game. Don't come at me with your sentimentality. I'm playing the same game you are. Just playing it better.
And perhaps your nature has painted your perceptions. I'm a killer. Make no mistake. But I strive to be better than what I was created for. Do I use the skills that have been granted to me to achieve my goals? To do otherwise would be foolish.
I broke pacts. I made enemies. I did it all for the love I felt for another creature. Not so sure so many of your friends could say the same.
Suppose we will find out when the opportunity presents itself.
Good night, Justice.
I appreciate the conversation. It has been revealing.
Curls up in a little ball, falls asleep.
So before falling asleep, I probably would apologize to you, Isidro, for using her as bait, and then go to bed.
I don't mind, really. It's awfully exciting. I just hope that Giagno doesn't get a hold of me.
No. He won't. You're not going anywhere, but still feel a little sad. Probably should ask permission first.
We're in this together. I trust you. Middle of the night. Gilly, you are up restlessly, as you so often are. And you hear a kind of whisper in the dark. A kind of tap the door. Miss O'Shea.
Is it Scout?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I talk to you?
Sure.
And you kind of step out into the hallway or however you want to. And he's kind of looming over you, looking kind of away from you, and not quite making eye contact. He's like, this is a bit awkward. You know how when we first met a couple days ago, you asked me, would I sell you down the river, yada yada yada, and I told you no. I haven't, so don't worry. But
Being truthful?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you did ask me something. It threw me for a loop. It caught me by surprise because I'd never really entertained the notion. You asked me, is there anything in this trip for me, or is there anything I want out of going home? I honestly had never even considered the thought because for me this was just another job. But now that I'm back, it has dawned on me that I would actually, if your group was so inclined, not today, maybe sometime, if your group would help me settle some gambling debts. You don't have to. But, yeah.
What sorts of debts are we talking?
There's this thing there are these things called ghoulfishes. They're kind of traded in Gehenna. I bet on kind of an exchange on the future value of the ghoulfish market just before it went under. I kind of put my life savings into it.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was trying to get out of the fairy business.
Right.
And so I am in debt quite a bit to one of the banks here. But like I said, I know you guys are busy. But maybe something you could consider someday.
What are you suggesting? What would the settling of those debts consist of?
Oh, I mean, I'm just a ferryman. I really don't know a lot about it, but my understanding is that you guys have all done this kind of thing before, settled debts and taken care of business. Just floating it out there. When Morgan contacted me, she gave me a detail of your exploits, and she said, you've done this kind of thing.
Bit. I'm getting more and more used to it, I suppose.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna stick around, Gehenna, once I get you all back to the plane. I think I'm gonna come back and stick around home, and I don't know, something about this city.
You in danger because of those debts?
I mean, it's Gehenna. I'm always in danger. It's one of the reasons I was hiding out in Iversmith, but I gotta pay the toll eventually.
Right.
Worst case scenario, they throw me into slavery for like 1,300 years. It's fine.
That seems a bit egregious.
Yeah.
And predatory.
You know what they say, the Sulfuran Bank will have its due. That kind of thing.
It's the Sulfuran Bank.
Yeah.
Do you know where those records are kept?
I mean, we can get into that some other time. Just, if you ever have a moment.
The wheels are just spinning. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, that's something to think about.
Yep. He just kind of awkwardly walks away.
You guys rise up the next morning.
Mr. Finkelstein has all the records. We set everything on fire.
Well, see, so before going to bed,
Yeah.
I swapped out, instead of a charm person and a first level armor of Agathis, we can hand wave how I expend those spell slots, right?
Yeah.
And I'd like to put in a second level armor of Agathis instead of those two first level spells.
Okay.
I'm gonna mark that down.
So you took out healing word?
No, I took out the charm person and the first level armor of Agathis, and I put in a second level armor of Agathis.
That's right.
And then before I go to bed, I'm going to the braggadocious ruby.
Okay. So, you hold this ruby in your hand, this fiery red ruby, and you attune to it, dropping attunement from...
From the headband of intellect.
So you take off the headband, a feeling that you have a headband that helped you through college. You were always a sharp little late lass, but your mother, prior to you leaving for college, crafted you this headband. You've had it for years, and it's made you exceedingly intelligent.
Yeah, it is.
And as you take off the headband, your intelligence lowers, and you're still sharp. You know, nowhere near the genius that you've been playing for so many years. And then you attune to the gem. You feel even more intellect leave your body as your intelligence lowers all the way to a 10. And you feel another sensation. You feel unabashed confidence. You feel cocksure. You feel flirtatious. You feel sexy and in control. Like all notions of doubt, all worry that you had just kind of leaves. And you are replaced with this unfettered feeling of invincibility and power that courses through your body. Your charisma raises to a 22. Yeah. And your wisdom lowers to a 4. Your intelligence is a 10.
It didn't drop it on my sheet, so I'm just going to have to keep that in mind.
It should have when you attune. That didn't work.
No, the
Did it
charisma
raid the
raised,
charisma?
but the other things didn't change, so.
What the fuck, D&D Beyond?
We'll deal with it later.
We're going to bind you, and we're going to thank you for creating such great product and give recommendations for
We'll deal with it later.
Sponsor us, but also fuck you.
We have nothing but nice things to say about you.
Wrong. No one is going to watch this. No one from D&D Beyond.
Yeah, say that to the half a dozen people at home right now.
You know what I mean. No one from D&D Beyond. As it gets posted to like...
Yeah.
Todd Kendrick tweets me and he's like, hi.
Excuse me?
It's like, excuse me, what?
We
We
were
take
looking
feedback seriously.
We're looking for new content, and
It sounds like user error.
Pepgak.
Alrighty. That was
I can't
pretty
put
good.
16 titles into my name field on my other character, so
Perfect.
here we are.
True.
Fix it. It's a problem.
You can only put 16 titles?
I can't. I crashed the API.
So this is the thing that happened.
Morning comes. All is right in life.
You guys, I've got a good feeling about today.
I think that we have done ample preparation.
Yeah. I think this is gonna work.
So do you mind assisting us getting all gussied up again?
We need different
As long
disguises
as-
than the ones we used yesterday.
That makes sense. I will start again with our good friend
I'll
Celia.
enhance your ability.
Thank you very much.
And I would give you all the guidance that you could ever want in your life.
So much guidance.
Every day. All the
Oh,
time.
big numbers.
I forgot to take my one.
Civilius. Anastasia. For the clan Anastasia. You get. It's always at the bottom. 23. 27.
Nice. Yeah, sorry, roll disguise.
And then Gilly O'Shea.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as good, but 23.
53.
Selena.
Oh no.
Make me look like Bright Thistle.
Now, I know that this is a matter of preference for many. Would you prefer unibrow or no unibrow?
No, you didn't know. Unless you make me look like Frida Kahlo, since she's the only Mexican artist you know.
We're artists.
Double 19s and a 3. So that would be a 32.
My God.
I make her look
I look
just
exactly like Frida Kahlo.
And then for me,
Mikado.
this is going to be the one where it goes bad.
1.
You should appreciate that. She was a highfalutin communist.
Yeah, I know. I love her.
That's not.
She dated Trotsky? No, Che Guevara.
Well, married
Yeah.
to Diego Rivera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then who was the other guy from Russia that she kept up with?
I think Trotsky.
Someone else.
20. I'm going to make myself look as much like Diego Rivera.
Rivera. So that means you're 6.5 feet tall and about 400 pounds?
What is that? What Diego?
Yeah.
I don't
So-
know who Diego Rivera is.
So yeah, her
Is he the one who
husband,
was
he
played
was
by
called
Doc
the
Ock?
Bull, and she was
Jesus.
just this
All right,
tiny,
fine.
So you look like
5
Wilton
to
Fisk.
110 pounds.
but height appropriate. Because I can't adjust my height.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
but I have, I
You
have.
could with your hat of disguise.
And I
Your
want a
Kyle
little-
shadows.
I can adjust my size with the color shadows?
Yeah, up to a foot.
Oh my god, I never knew
But
that.
it's
Up or
an
down?
illusion.
It's illusion.
Yeah. And I got a little pencil mustache. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, but I have a little pencil mustache.
little pencil mustache.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
gonna find the
Diego
voice.
kept a.
Well, I'm
pencil
going to
mustache.
because I don't know what he looks
So
like.
So is
That
everyone,
would be my
is
description.
everyone disguised?
I'm so
Yes.
disguised right now.
Oh,
All right,
my.
perfect. We
I got
got
20 twice in.
Frida
I'm
Kahlo,
disguised as
Diego
Gilly.
Rivera. What?
Disguised as what?
Gilly? Just
I
said
could. His hair. Made his hair brownish. I gave him freckles. He looks like a cabbage patch.
It's a terrible
He looks like a
idea.
cabbage
Her hair
patch
is
kid.
reddish brown. But you know.
Reddish brown.
Alrighty.
Red.
So is the idea? Who is anyone going to be really close to the blacksmith? You guys are establishing a perimeter, so you're going to be on the outskirts of this. The blacksmith is kind of in the center, and then is anyone going to be on the blacksmith
So
or
if
near
we
it?
know where the sigil is, should I snare it?
You can snare the outside of the blacksmith's place. Yeah.
And right outside the front door?
Yep.
Is the snare, is it indiscriminate, or will it get somebody that we do not want?
No, it's whoever walks through it first.
Perhaps maybe we should not, in case a normal passers-by enters.
You have no idea who Diego
I have no
is.
idea. I'm going based purely off of your description.
What is that?
Do you want to try the snare?
No, that seems like a poor choice at this point.
All right.
This is fun.
What has happened?
This is disguise.
You have to commit, Gilly.
Right.
Boy. So I'm gonna stay towards the blacksmith side. So the first thing I do when I see him is I will cast Dust Devil.
Okay. How? Within 60 feet or?
Yeah. So I'm gonna stay within 40 feet of the front door. 45.
Perfect. I'm assuming Gilly, you're going to be okay. Is anyone else closer than that?
No, I'm actually closer to the market house to
Perfect.
cut him off.
So I'm probably up or off in an alley watching and waiting for their signal with silence and the Dust Devil to cast a fireball in the same spot.
Someone.
I want to be very hidden as possible, but within 60 feet line of sight to wherever.
Line of sight's going to be hard to accomplish with establishing a wide perimeter considering everyone else's location. Okay.
I want to do my best to be within counterspell range.
Sure.
I'm guessing she gave us a physical description of him. So
Yeah, Mrs. Kilgas will tell you when you can see
And-
Mrs.
Oh, yes.
And when time appropriate, I'm going to use the 2nd level Armor of Agathis from the ring.
You can do it when you see him emerge, just before you guys start the fight.
this is so great.
All right,
Just wanted
everyone
to
roll
be
stealth.
up, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
You guys are hiding out.
Okay. That was almost a 4.
So, size description.
Oh,
She's
God,
standing.
yes. How did that even work? We do not know.
21.
21.
Hey!
26.
They'll be
Plus 3.
twins.
Oh no.
Me too.
16.
All right. So you guys feel like you are pretty well hidden. Eventually, so you guys wait around for a little bit. It's a high noon. It's very close to high noon. You guys, high noon comes. High noon passes. You begin to get antsy. Mrs. Kilgas says, just wait. He's going to be fashionably late.
Sales tax.
And then another 15 minutes passes. You guys start getting more antsy. This isn't working. You've missed something critical. And then, emerging from this blacksmith shop is a very tall, copper-skinned, leathery copper-skinned, 15 feet tall demon with bat-like ears and a really strong jaw. He wears a long, brilliant, white cloak that hangs over one side of him, and it just drapes over a good half of his body. He doesn't really wear much else. He has like a book, and he seems to have a wand, and he glows with kind of magical. He has a medallion, which has these like 13 little chairs all along it. And she goes, there he is. And he begins walking towards in the easterly direction, towards the meeting house.
I'm going to wait until he comes within range.
Okay, so you skitter on over, you head a little more north, and you wait, okay?
So, about he hits range of...
He's walking away from you and heading towards Justice.
Yeah, so about the same time that I see any magic potentially happening over by Justice, I will throw Death Devil right behind him.
Alright, so you have to move from your position to follow, because he was like 40 feet away, now he's like 50. 60. So you have to move if you want to.
Oh, I wasn't interposed between the shop and so he wasn't moving towards me?
Did you want to be towards that direction?
So, I misunderstood the lay of the land. I apologize.
It's alright. It's all directions is the thing. It's like...
Then I will follow him as
Okay.
quietly as possible.
Put you here. Alright. So Justice, you're essentially, oh god, you are essentially on this rooftop, and he being 13 feet tall, you're just waiting for him to pass by.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, and I'm assuming you guys are all kind of skittering along, staying stealth as possible. So I'll put you here. These are skittering along. Alrighty, Justice. So you're going to be there. Go ahead and attack him.
Alright. First,
So,
with my
actually,
action-
first of all, I'm sorry. Everyone roll initiative.
Got it.
He will be surprised, it looks like.
What?
Nat 20.
I'm gonna run
That's awesome.
green
More Nat
one.
20s than I roll like an entire
Just
session.
druid things. Nope. That's a big old nope. Not druid things.
Gilly?
11.
I move around a lot.
Civilius?
15.
Justice?
23.
Selena?
7.
So, this large 13-foot tall demon is striding along. You can see he's very confident in his stride, powerful and large in his form. His hand is kind of disproportionate to his body, the one that is exposed from this cloak. It's kind of shriveled and kind of odd looking. It holds a wand. The rest of him is very well muscled, it appears. He's got a pretty good size frame to him. As he gets closer, you see he doesn't notice you. thing that's happened. And then, Justice, go ahead.
From a hidden position, I will use my action to cast Silence on him.
All right, action.
And then I'm going to surge forward, and I'm going to use a key point to double bap him.
Mm-hmm.
And since he's surprised, I get auto crit with sneak attack. So first, and I have advantage on all these. So my first attack on him is a 23.
23 hits.
All right. I will roll my damage first. So this is unarmed. So I have D6 from unarmed. I have 2D6 from sneak attack. I have a D4 from poison damage, and that should be it.
That's it.
So it's all doubled. Yep.
Correct.
So punch, sneak attack, poison. That's it. Awesome. So
Get it.
So that is 8, 14, 16, 32 to doubled plus 5. No, not plus 5.
Used your martial arts, your fist attack.
So that's a
fist
plus
dice?
3. Yep.
So D4 for the necrotic.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
the black dude right there. So 35 points of damage. 4 points of that was necrotic.
35, yeah?
Yep, and that's for the first hit.
All right, second hit.
Second hit.
Yeah.
Nat 20 on the him being critted anyway.
Crits.
Yeah.
So no
Double
sneak
crit.
attack. So this and this.
Quadruple all the numbers.
That is
You crit stick.
12. 15 points of damage on it. And then I'm going to use the remainder. So that's bap, and I'm going to spend a key point for stunning strike on him with the first one, and see if that works.
Oh, okay. Stunning strike.
Yep.
Nice.
Con save. A 19 total.
And I'm going to spend the second one too.
That's cocked. 20 total.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, he's like a
Big
you
old,
can,
big old.
so as you cast the silence spell, and a dead quiet goes over him in a 20-foot sphere, and you just start. As your fists meet his form, you kind of on the cloak side. You punch into the cloak rapidly. You just feel, and you meet a dense, muscular form. Every inch of this man, the side of this that is concealed that you're hitting, is like hitting a fucking log, and you punch into it. You can feel your hands creak and hurt a little bit, but you do full damage, and he looks worse for the wear.
And then I'm going to use the remainder of my movement to work backward on the roof so that he maybe doesn't have line of sight to me.
Sure.
So.
Done. Mrs. Kilgast's turn. Mrs. Kilgast is going to cast a spell. Mrs. Kilgast from the northerly direction.
Yeah, we can see now.
Where is the map? Oh, yeah, right. I have it concealed.
And I'm just going to ask, is there music?
There it is.
Okay.
And we all lost our 10 points, right?
Yeah.
It's been 8 hours?
Yeah, we had our long
Yeah, we had
rests,
the long
so.
rest.
Yeah.
There you go. There's music. I was waiting until the map is revealed. So you guys are all in this vicinity. Mrs. Kilgast is just slightly to the north. She's beyond here in the darkness.
And then does he have a silence bubble?
He does. Should be on him. I don't know why you guys can't see that.
I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe the
I don't make any of these rules. I just show up. Kick some ass. Pew, pew.
Mrs. Kilgast casts a spell. He has magic resistance though. So you can see his form begin to constrict. And then he shrugs it off. That will be her turn. Sevilius.
Okay. I'll toss a fireball on top of him, making sure not to catch Justice in it.
Alright. Dexterity saving throw on his part?
Yep.
16 total.
Okay. So he makes it then.
16 total.
Yeah, because it's 15. So he
Alright.
will take. Hold on. 8d6. Try these time. Not bad.
Those did real well for you.
Yeah.
Is it a bunch of ones?
20.
Nope. The opposite.
Good.
Yeah.
Some
Some
nice high
ones,
numbers.
but still.
But the ones you were concerned about.
So 29 points of fire damage.
29, so halved 14, and then he's resistant. So
Got it.
7 points of fire damage total. The fireball. You guys don't hear anything, but it just you see fire ripple out. And Yagno's like looking around. He's getting punched, and he like goes to swipe at you, but you're gone already. He has no reaction.
And
Fire is erupting in his face from the other direction. He's looking around. He's surprised.
And then Blade Song is my bonus.
Alright.
And that's it. I'm gonna stay where I am right now.
Okay, Gilly, you with your newfound confidence and power from your gem.
6 charges from the magic missiles.
Alrighty. Should
So,
be 8d4 plus 8.
Yeah. Okay. That's alright. 19 plus 8, so 27.
27 points of force damage. Ooh. He is looking rough.
Yee.
So the missiles find their way to him. And he looks hurt.
Thank you.
Is that your action? What would you like to do with your bonus action?
With my bonus action, since now I have so many bardic inspiration uses available
You sure
to me,
do.
I'm going to shout one out. Well, not shout one out. I'm going to use... how do I give inspiration without drawing attention to myself? Can I?
No.
Okay.
Also, Gem, draw attention to you. Want to draw attention to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll just be like,
You don't care.
get him, girl!
So you guys look over, and even through the silent spell, you can almost hear, you see like Gilly's hair is like larger than it was before. You guys didn't notice it in the morning, you were all in such a hurry. Her makeup is glamorous, and she seems to have adopted this fae-like persona. She's just like, get up! She sounds, bellows out this like high-pitched rock thing, and you hear this accompanying her inspiration. Selena, it's your turn.
You now have a D8 inspiration.
Glorious.
Perfect. Okay, so a 3rd level a dust devil is going to appear right behind him.
Cool.
So many inspirations.
So
Read us Dust Devil. Read it for the stream and for us.
6 now.
put on my perfect reading voice.
Yes.
Choose an unoccupied 5-foot cube of air that you can see within range. An elemental force that resembles a dust devil appears in the cube and lasts for the spell's duration. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the dust devil must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, creature takes 1d8. 1d8. Fingers are hard.
It is late.
Yeah. Bludgeoning damage and is pushed away 10 feet on a successful save.
Successful.
Yep. The creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. As a bonus action, you can move the dust devil up to 30 feet in any direction. It picks up anything it goes over and forms a 10-foot cloud, radius cloud of debris.
Alrighty. So almost instantaneously, it begins to pick up some of the loose gravel and things that are in the ground. Yeah, I'm assuming set it in front of him to kind of cut him off at the pass?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Alright, so when he ends his turn, if he ends his turn next to it, he's going to take some damage.
Yep, and then I will go ahead and... Let me do one more thing. Nope.
Your action?
Nope, that's where we're at.
Alright, so that dust devil, you whip it up into the air, calling upon the air elements. Is that your turn?
Yeah. That's what I said I was going to do.
Yep, Steward of the
wanna
13
change it.
is surprised. You can see he's just like trying to... He's hurt, but he's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
What? Drat these kids.
Let me check something real quick. Yep, go ahead, Justice.
Do it.
Okie dokie. Has he technically taken a turn?
Yep.
Okay.
You just
He
couldn't do
couldn't
anything.
do anything. All right. Then I will move up. Am I able to get close enough to him where I'm not going to get fucked up by the dust devil. Oh, I have to end my turn adjacent to it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move up again to him, and I'm just going to try to unload on him again.
Okay.
So coming up with a dagger, 2 quick stabs at his face. So, and I do not have advantage on this, so I'm just going to do that 20 on one and then a 7 on the other. I do not get sneak attack, unfortunately. So this is with the dagger. So D6 for dagger, D6 for electricity, and no D6s for any of that. So that's it. Yeah. 23 points of damage on the first stab, and then the second stab is only a 14 on the attack roll.
14 misses.
All
How
right.
much damage was the first hit?
23 points of damage.
Woo!
And then
Could you type that out for me, please?
6 points of it was electricity damage or lightning damage.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was just piercing.
Okay.
Yeah, stab him with a dagger.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use bonus action to just regular flurry of blow punch him.
Martial arts.
Martial arts punch him. Not 2 of them, just 1.
Mm-hmm. No key points spent. Got it.
No key point spent. That would be a 17 on the attack roll.
17 just hits.
Thank goodness. And so that's a D4 plus a D6 because of the thing. That is 5 plus 3. 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Yep. No crits or anything. And then I'm going to use the remainder of my movement to try to back out of it.
Alright, so he now having had a turn gets a reaction. He is going to attack you with... So he unfurls, and you can see, just like the picture, his one massive muscular arm, and he just goes and swings it at you. And as he does, it smashes into the house and just flings up from the roof. And he takes out a good chunk of the upper floor of that house while trying to attack you.
Oh, man.
20 to hit total.
That hits.
You were going to take...
Hunting words.
Okay, roll it.
Yeah.
20 to hit. So, reduce it by a dice. Roll it.
3.
17.
Fuck. Just hits.
Shit.
You take
I tried.
32 points. No, 23 points of bludgeoning damage. Magical bludgeoning damage.
Big difference.
Magical?
23 magical bludgeoning damage, yeah. And then you don't resist.
Oh, that's right. It's the saves.
Yeah.
Duh.
You make a... Now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. So the word.
Is this a magical effect?
No, it's not. It's just it's a stunning strike.
6.
You are stunned. So you stop dead in your tracks
Oh, no.
next to him, because that's how attacks for opportunity work. And you can feel yourself momentarily rocked by his massive arm.
Dang.
Mrs. Kilgast's
Is-
turn.
Is silence concentration?
Yes, you lose concentration on silence.
Oh, well, wouldn't I have to make that save separate?
Oh, yeah, you can concentrate while stunned. So go ahead and make a concentration saving throw.
Alrighty. 13.
Oh, I forgot to say he ended his first turn next to the Dust Devil. He should.
He does. So go ahead and he'll make a strength saving throw.
Yes, please.
It's okay. 10.
Oh, wow.
Oh wait, no, sorry, he has resistance. 10.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So he is pushed back 10 feet,
All right,
and he takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
all right. 5, 7, 10. So you would have gotten like up here for it, and then stopped on this little section of the roof.
Standing on the overhang.
Alrighty. So make you 23 or 13 makes it. You maintain concentration. Yeah, stunned creatures.
Quick question. Am I able to use cutting words if he can't hear me?
Oh yeah, you can. Cutting words
Okay.
isn't actually a verbal thing.
Okay.
It's
just,
it's
just making
verbal,
sure.
Yeah. Can't speak. Yeah, you're good. You're good on the silence. You can maintain concentration on it. So there's still this like crazy silent battle happening as like a hustle and bustle and the deafening roars of a massive metropolis decorate the background. Mrs. Kilgast's turn. Oh no, my little darling boy's in trouble. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you can see she sits at the end of this little dock. You can see her little paws cast out a spell. He saves with a natural 20. He still takes half damage. So she casts Blight, and you can see some of the life force drained from his... So 16 points of necrotic damage. Sovelius.
I'm not sure I want to handle this shit. I might just run in there and stab him a bunch.
Go for it! Ah!
Yeah. I'm not sure what else I can do. Yeah, because all my stuff's verbal, really. Or fire. So, I think I can get in there.
You can.
Maybe?
You can get next to him. You can get... Your speed is 40. Blade song.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So I get right next to him, but not next to the dust level.
Just picture him like tiptoeing.
So I get and block that side, and then I will make just double checking.
What's behind?
Yeah, so I do need verbal for flame. So it will just be 2 regular attacks against him as my full round action.
Hey, when you rolled that D8 for your damage, was it a 3? Is that what you rolled?
Yeah.
Then you're good, okay. Because it's just straight damage. It doesn't matter if they take all the damage. The push is what they save against. Go ahead and roll, boss.
First attack is a miss.
Okay.
Second attack is a miss.
No.
You didn't want to try your new illusionist? Oh.
I can't.
Silence.
Silence.
You're always so unlucky with this.
That's how I was kind of like hoping that
Get
like
yourself-
it would knock you silent.
Go get yourself greater invisibility. Advantage on attack rolls.
Yeah,
all right.
I will. In time.
You'll still miss.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Probably. Yeah. I
Okay.
can't do anything.
Gilly! You can see Justice is like temporarily stunned and rocking back, and this guy is rearing back for another massive strike.
Blackness,
Or something.
like black ichor is pouring from my mouth as I'm like taking a gut punch.
Yeah.
So, bonus action.
So that's how that feels.
Immediately bloodied. Yeah.
This is what I've been doing to
That's
people.
what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh no.
Bonus action, you are going to heal up for 12. Second level healing word.
Thank you.
My
+6.
new modifier of +6. It's very nice.
That's helpful.
12 from a bonus action. Jesus Christ. What have I done?
Some of the blood stops flowing.
Hey, it has its drawbacks, and I'm going to pay for it. I know that. All right, and then I'm going to cast Moonbeam from the ring.
Okay.
That's my action.
5-foot radius of Moonbeam?
I believe so. Yes.
So calling down the power of Morgan, your patroness. So starts turn, con save, damage. Okay.
Even if he's taking half, maybe he'll be more vulnerable.
Just smack dab on him, kind of right there. Or right there. Well,
Yeah, just try
you
not to
kinda
hit
have
the other
be there,
two.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
So you call down a moonbeam.
Yep.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Selena.
Okay, it is my turn.
So bonus action, I'm gonna move the Dust Devil right up next to him again. But not on whatever side is going to bother the other two.
So you can just
I
you
can
can
move
actually just move it. How far can you move it?
20 feet.
You're good. You just move it on top of the moonbeam.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
it's just like there's just now this cacophony of well, not cacophony, a swirl of brilliant moon, a moon tornado.
And he took
Moon-nado.
save full damage from Blight.
Yeah. Necrotic is actually, you guys have
Maybe.
noticed, Necrotic I think has been good against every demon.
Alright.
It's devils who resist
Let's
Necrotic.
blight him.
Oh, okay. Con save.
Moon-nado.
I should have packed blood.
He has magic resistance. 11. 3
Yeah.
and a 5.
Alright,
Plus
so
6.
that's 8d8.
Plus 6 con save.
I was hoping the stun would get him.
Plus
But I'm
5.
glad
sorry,
that this
but-
got him. This is just.
Alrighty,
This is
so 14.
Okay.
That's 3. 14
This is
plus
where
2
things
is
are gonna
16, 26.
Okay.
Plus 2 more of these little guys.
Oh, God.
26 plus 5 is 31. 31 necrotic damage.
He is looking very hurt. You can see now, like, life force is drained. Some of that massive muscular arm has started to wither and match the rest of his other arm, but it sparkles with a blue energy. He seems to be ready to not cast something, but do something. That was your action. Anything else?
So my bonus action was to move the Dust Devil.
Right.
Action was to move the thing, and I can still hit him with stuff, so I'm gonna stay here because I can be partially hidden by that house, right?
Yep.
Cover. I'll take that.
60. So, that's cocked. At the start of his turn, he make a Constitution saving throw.
Does he make?
I rolled 2 10s.
Does it make 2 separate ones?
He
One's
has
a strength.
I got it.
So
I got it,
the
guys.
beginning, mine's at the end.
His save is 15.
Okay. So
Your DC is...
my DC is now 17.
Oh my god.
So he takes 20 points of radiant
damage.
damage.
You can see the moment he's like looking up. He's like, nah.
Does it look like it does more than normal?
Just
Or
total.
just okay.
All.
He's taking all of it. That's
Yep.
great. That's fine.
Dang.
I rolled 2
So like you
10s.
can see, he's like, you can see. Wait a minute. Can you summon?
Oh no!
Is it verbal?
I'm looking it up. I have to look this up. Excuse me.
That's okay. That's okay. We threw a wrench in a potential plan.
It's not a spell. I
right.
don't think it. Yeah. Okay. So you can see from his like wand, his hand that is near the wand holster. He picks it up, and there's just a flash of blue light, and you can see
Oh no.
as he summons 2 demons to his side.
Oh no.
That's his action.
Are they at his side?
1 second. Not quite. So
Got it.
he's about here, so you can do it within a certain amount of feet. So there's one that goes about here, and then one that appears on the rooftop. Oh god. So a Nikoloth and a Mesoloth appear.
Oh no.
And they roll their initiative. He got a 6. Got a 16.
Where's the other one?
On the roof.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
He's just a little guy.
Just a wee guy.
I just will. I wish I would've-
That is his turn. His action. He can do anything with his bonus action. He summoned his demon. Nope, he's got nothing. So he's going to just... Actually, he's just going to stare down at you. He ends his turn. He's going to make a strength saving throw.
Please.
Oh, that's cocked. Majorly cocked. He makes it 23, 24, something. So he takes the full damage, though. Roll a d8. That's how that spell works. That's a neat little spell. I didn't realize. I thought about preparing that.
That's pretty neat.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just a 1.
Okay, well, he takes 1 point of damage. Instead of 0.
1 bludgeoning.
But he's not pushed. So yeah, the Dust Devil is now kicking around, and he's pushing. He's. Well, you can't hear. You can't hear his voice actually. So this weird silent scene is like the starlight falls and gets raptured around the moon, and Sophia's is like, and you guys can hear. Those of you in the silence can look over, and Gilly's like screaming and becoming more fey by every passing moment. But you can't hear her. You just see her going. And like all this power is erupting from her body. Selena can hear her. That's it. Mrs. Gilgas can hear her.
Yep. This is fun.
Alright. So, whose turn was that? That was Stuart.
That was his.
turn. Yeah.
Justice's turn.
Am I no longer stunned?
You are... You are stunned until the end of their next turn, so you are no longer stunned.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Good.
Because that happened on a reaction.
All right, I'm going to.
So you can see like all the blood in the ichor, like leaving this guy. He is hurt. He did not take the opportunity to heal himself.
Mm-hmm.
He
I'm
was
going to
staring
take my
down at you.
opportunity. I'm going to just go for his eyes with
All
the
right.
dagger.
You climb up on his large arm as he's going to swing it down.
Exactly.
Hoping
Like
to
a
find
robot.
purchase.
So I'm going to get sneak attack since he's adjacent to me, but I don't have advantage. That is a 20 on the attack, not
Okay.
nat 20. So I will roll that first. So this is dagger. So dagger plus electricity plus sneak attack. So that is 10, 16, 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
You still up?
How much for the lightning?
Oh, 5.
So minus 2, so 19 points of damage.
Yep. Second
Still
stab,
up.
second dagger stab.
Yep.
Towards the eyes. Higher than the last roll. 17 on the dice. So this is dagger stab. So that's actually lightning plus dagger. Yeah. 16 points of damage.
How much was lightning?
How would you like
Oh.
to do this? My job. Yeah. How would you like to do this?
So I'm just going to take the zip zap dagger. I'm running up his arm. I grab him by the back of the head and I just drive with my whole body the dagger through his eye socket.
So the silence still remains, so you can't hear the usual zoom, zoom that accompanies it. All you can feel is like this really strong, like when your phone goes on vibrate. It's just like, and that's all there is in this cone of this sphere
And
of
we can't
silence.
see anything from here down.
And you just drag it, dive it, bury it deeper and deeper, and he falls.
I'm gonna ride his corpse to the ground.
Yeah, you will.
Nice.
With that vibration, just ride that corpse.
This is Kilga's turn. She's gonna hop up on the roof.
Oh, and bonus action dodge.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
No, it's fine. Yeah, bonus action dodge.
All right. Miss Kilgas hops up and looks at the thing that's actually hovering a little bit. She's like, "Piss off, darling." This Olaf is gonna roll.
Not dodge.
You guys hear this kind of, and the Mesloth is just gone.
Oh.
She
Well,
sent it
that's
to hell.
helpful.
Actually.
Cavilius, it's your turn.
Okay. I will move over. So is the silence down now?
Nope,
Because it was
still
cast
on.
on him? Oh, the radius fell off, I think, because it was attached
it was-
to him.
yeah.
Body.
It's
Yep.
fine.
But that's fine.
We just imagine it's still
Out of it. So
Usual
I will move
imagination.
over and I will proceed to Green Flame Blade.
Cool.
And then I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Nat 20.
Roll all dice, double it,
Hot
add the
dice
modifier.
tonight. A lot of fun.
So hold
Yeah,
on.
I'll say, guys. You know when I originally had this encounter planned.
So actually, I'm probably going to use Blooming Blade instead, sorry. Because I'm outside of the silence. Here, right? Okay. It's the same damage.
What were you
Well,
gonna
it's
say?
just thunder
Yeah, that's
versus...
fine.
Okay.
What were we saying?
I originally had planned it. They're a completely different map, basically. But I had this one ready. I was like, they're going to start a fight in the streets. And so I was like, I had a street map ready.
Right, of course.
Didn't know it'd be
you
this
did.
one.
Fire.
Didn't know it'd be this one. Look at all those dice.
Oh.
Tell me how much is fire.
I will. So 11 fire.
Thank you.
13. 16 piercing.
Okay. And then thunder? Does Blooming Blade do extra thunder on a hit?
Oh, yeah.
You're good. You're as long as
No,
you
it
rolled
wasn't fire, so that was 11 thunder,
No.
not fire.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, fire, and then,
I just want to make sure you rolled the dice. I don't need to know the type.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the 2 extra d6s. Sorry,
You're good.
I didn't separate that out.
That's okay.
My bad. Alright, and then my second attack with Booming Blade.
With using your illusion
Illusionist
bracers
that I just
your
got to
bonus
cast a
action,
bonus
you
action,
cast Booming Blade again.
Nice.
Pretty hot.
which is a miss.
How much was it?
Like...
Was it an 18?
yeah, no.
It's a miss.
It's like an 11.
Is it now
I
your
rolled
turn?
a 4 on the dice. Yes, it is, because that is my action
Giddy!
and my bonus action. Also, if he moves, he's going to take damage.
Correct.
Okay.
Put the moonbeam on him.
Put the moonbeam on him.
Put the moonbeam on him.
We'll just, you know what? Since his front end was there, I'll move that there for simplicity. All right. Moonbeam goes over. That's your action?
That is my action.
Collecting
Does-
souls.
Justice still look pretty hurt, or
I'm still damaged, but not on death's doorstep.
not as bad? Okay, well then in that case, I am going to just give an inspiration to... Oh, who's up soon? Justice, I know you're not up soon, but you go the most. Roll the most dice.
Thank you. But you can't hear that.
Correct.
Smell it.
No. I'm just like, you can do it!
She's so braggadocious.
So braggadocious. So much bravado. The glamour, like the fey magic just coming out. Now your turn, Gilly?
Do I have line of sight over here?
You do not. There's a building between you and him.
So I just want to move so I have line of sight.
Down down is your option, basically.
Yeah, but like outside of the bubble of silence if possible.
15, 20.
I would have had to move that way.
You're good there,
right?
basically. Yep.
Yeah, I would have had to move there anyway in order to move the moonbeam, right?
I have no idea.
Anyway.
So you guys stand there at the edge of the sphere, and it's like...
Appreciate you, Matt.
The start of the steward's turn. He makes a Constitution saving throw against your moonbeam. Roll the damage.
Oh.
Natural 1, but he has advantage. That's cocked. Natural 20.
It was
The
only,
alpha, the omega.
24.
it was only 5 damage that time.
So down to 2, huh?
Yeah.
2 points of radiant damage. So it's
2 radiant. It's a thing.
you can
It's fine.
those of you not in the silence, everyone but Justice, you can hear him talk at the beginning of his turn. He goes, well, he's speaking in Abyssal, for those of you who can understand Abyssal.
Forgive.
No.
my-
Ushtarvastina.
Is this
What is that?
casting?
I'm not sure yet, actually. He seems to be speaking out in disgust against you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think that my docent might actually have Abyssal. It says all the different languages it could have. Oh, I guess I don't know.
He readies his eyes at you, Justice. Then you just see him. Was not a spell.
Okay.
He teleports and comes bearing down with his claw.
So,
He moved.
did he move?
Yep, he
It
takes the
counts as a
damage.
movement.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep.
Okay. He takes 11 points of thunder damage.
Shit. So
Yeah.
there's this. No one hears anything, but basically when he enters the space, you can see this thunderous energy. Pew! And his claw comes bearing down at you, Justice.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Yeah, you little shit. 18 total.
Cut. Oh,
Yeah, cutting. Please do.
cutting words.
All right, roll it.
6.
Shit.
Misses.
So the claw goes. You can see. You didn't notice this before, but these Nicolas, you can see the most fiendish sickness accompanying their claws. Pestilent boils and a decrepit illness lies within their skin. And then
Keep your filthy paws off him.
I love
But
it.
he
He
can't
can't
hear
hear
me.
you.
I know, but I'm still saying it.
that is the steward's turn.
Is he within 5 feet of the dust devil having moved?
No, the Dust Devil is where it was. He's within 10 feet of the Dust Devil.
Oh, let me double check that that's not a...
Yeah, the cloud makes it obscured, but it doesn't do the damage.
Yeah, it's just 5 feet. Okay.
Yeah. Vidu on his turn cannot make it back. Is
No
banished.
cost.
Selena, it's your turn.
Okay, well then I will move the dust devil over closer to him, but not where it's going to bother Justice.
Okay.
Perfect. And then I'm going to hit him with Eldritch Blast from
Alright.
where I'm at, because I can see him within 240
And you're
feet.
spell sniper, so you can ignore the corner.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so it's 18 plus 6 is 24 to
Hit.
hit. And then 5 plus 6, which is 11, plus another 6 is 17 to hit.
Oh, inspiration?
Yeah.
Ah! That hits.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Then
right.
it's going to take 9 plus 8, which is 17 points of
Force
bludgeoning?
damage.
Force damage.
So, 2 green beams slam into him.
Doo-doo.
Well,
Quietly. It slams into him quietly.
easiest Foley work of my life.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're really getting to work on your miming work.
I am.
I mean, which is underrated.
Is that
Like
your
when
turn?
my band plays YYZ, there's just
Bonus
Nothing for me
action,
to do.
action, no movement. Yes.
Oh god, I just realized how gross those illusionist bracers would be on a warlock.
So much.
Sorry,
Actually,
meta
yeah.
game, meta
on
thinking.
a sorcerer lock.
Oh no, let's not even. Oh my god, that's your turn, boss. Sorry, my gamist tactician brain just clicked.
It's almost like you could use that in your other game.
Justice.
I hold up the dagger with the blood of like an ichor of his ward master on it, and then I go in for him.
All right.
First attack roll.
Oh God.
It's within 5 feet.
Dozens of repellent blast.
That's gonna.
Yep.
Repelling, agonizing blast.
Yep.
You would need to even spec sorcerer because you will twin.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yep. Yep.
19 to hit on the first hit. Matt's just coming. Matt's
The
still
illusionist
coming.
bracers just broke my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
They're
one's within
insane.
5
So many
feet.
good
I
things
do
you
not
can
have
do with them.
advantage.
How much damage?
That is 7. 12. That is 14 points of damage on the first hit.
All right.
And then I'm going to make
How much of it was lightning?
I think like 4.
Okay, you're fine.
Thank you for the inspiration, by the way.
You're welcome.
Ooh, gonna miss on the second
Yeah,
attack.
girl.
And then I used up my inspiration. So that's my 2 attacks. I'm going to use bonus action disengage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna, if I can, with my movement, take a step back, and then I'm gonna leap to the other roof acrobatically.
Yeah, you can actually easily. Yeah, long jump. Yep. You.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do like an aerial, so I go upside down as I'm through the air, and I
Oh,
land.
you're so pretty.
And I don't make sound.
Aerials
Yep.
in
And then
the
I
sky.
turn and look to him, and I just go.
This is Kilgast's turn. This is Kilgast. Is going to.
Love
She
it.
actually.
Just jumping away from that guy.
This Kilgast is just gonna
That's for you.
dash on over here. Actually, she joins you. Unfortunately, a lot of her stuff is concentration, and she's gonna focus on the banish. That she can do. She's going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Her new.
With her illusions
Illusionist
bracers.
Twice. To get
I won't apologize for the way I am.
I don't think you should.
She hits on one. With her agonizing blast feature. She has 10 points of force damage. So it slams into him one beam. She has 3 beams, I forgot. Miss. So 3 beams go and 1 hits him.
She would get 12.
So crazy. I just realized all that. Yeah, you're not allowed to multi-class warlock or anything like that. So we're good.
Oh, no.
Civilians.
You know a patron.
I do.
You know a few
It's not a thing that's going to happen.
directions you could go.
You're welcome to do it in a one-shot, but it's not a thing that's
I
going to
know.
happen.
My next is Zeph build.
Was that why they're labeled very rare? Shit.
Yep.
Oops.
This thing's
Very rare
incredibly
for 1400 gold. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't even know that.
Oh,
Anyway,
Here we are.
Sometimes these things happen.
Well,
hey, you're not a warlock, so I don't care.
I know. So I will do 2 inner attacks because the silence is still up, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
it's there.
So 2 just regular attacks on him. I'm gonna roll my box this time. So that will be a miss. And that will probably be a hit. So 20.
So let me know how much fire.
Yep. 5 fire, 10 piercing.
She's looking rough.
I have to imagine the fire.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Gilly, it's your turn.
Moonbeam goes right back.
Can't explain that.
Yeah.
Demon moves, moving falls.
That's your action?
Yeah.
Anything for your bonus?
Moonbeam goes in, moonbeam goes out. Can't explain it.
I'm gonna shout out towards Sibelius, not that he can hear me. I'm gonna say, stick him with the pointy end!
What?
You get inspiration.
It's a D8, right?
Yeah.
Steward's turn. The beginning of Steward's turn. Gonna make a Constitution saving throw against Moonbeam. He gets like a 23. It'll be at the end of his turn. It works for you.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, 8 points of radiant damage.
Alrighty. He is going to use his action to teleport over to you, Justice. He is going for the assailant of his master. So you could see him land on the roof in front of you, and that claw comes bearing down again. 13 to hit.
Miss.
Yeah, so
Just easily duck under it.
End of his turn. Vidu tries to save from the damage. Nope. Damn, almost. Selena.
Okay, so I cannot see him now.
No, no, you cannot. No, he's on top. He's really big. You can see him.
I can see him?
Yeah, you're a spell sniper, so you ignore 3/4 cover.
Oh, neat. That's fun. Okay, Eldritch Blast.
All right. Yep.
I don't even think you need to see him for Eldritch Blast.
No, but the cover would still apply.
Okay, so that's 19 and 25.
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm picturing like the proton torpedo for the Death Star, how it just like made a 90-degree turn and went down the shaft.
And then we'll stick him back in the Death Devil as my bonus action while I'm waiting. And 10 points of force damage, please.
So the two beams, and you can see him get rocked by him, but he's still up.
And he's just gonna stand in that
Is that your turn?
Death Devil. Yeah, I'm a happy camper here.
Justice, your turn.
I again hold up the dagger that I used on his master, and then
I'm
gonna go for him. I think he's considered within 5 feet of Civilius.
Yep.
So first attack, that is 18 on the attack roll.
18 hits.
All right, sneak attack. So dagger, electricity. I've been burned by this twice. Sneak attack.
It's okay. I did my booming blow crit wrong. I used d6s instead of d8s.
I was gonna ask, but
Yeah,
it
it
had
how
already
much
been
It's
lightning?
too late. Yeah.
22 damage. Orbit lightning.
Okay.
Second attack roll.
So
20 something on the attack.
So slash after slash bearing into this, you can see the poison and the festering disease that is in these Nightclaw's body is like doesn't seem to be affecting you, but it's spewing out.
All right.
Double sixes.
17 points of damage.
The final blow, you cut it on its neck as it's like towering over this house, and you're standing on it. And this thing is like 15 feet tall, and you slash upwards at its neck as its claw and its axe come bearing down at you, and the blood goes all over your body, except for there's no noise because you're in a silent sphere.
And I do not lose eye contact with it the whole time.
It falls on the roof. I'm assuming you guys quickly snatch up anything you see and book it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Do we want to pass without a trace?
I'm pretty tapped in terms of key points, but if you want to do it, yeah, we're
So-
beelining it to the tower.
You guys start to look around, and you can see denizens are looking like there's maybe like there was still some noise going on with the shouting and the things like that, but it looks like you guys might be able to get away with this, and you guys dart off in every direction towards the tower, if I'm not mistaken.
So-
At what? Sorry. No, go ahead.
I use Mask of Many Faces to
Mask of Many
change the way I
Faces.
look.
So I'm right next to where his body was.
Yeah.
Can I do an investigation check
Yep.
with my inspiration on
Yep.
it before I lose it?
Go for it. Yeah.
In
I'll
order
help you
to,
real quick. No, I'm
I'm
still
right
trained.
there,
I just
so
am
I'll help
not
as
good
I'm
at it
hopping down.
anymore. I can still do it. I'm trained.
Yagno's body?
Yes.
Okay.
19 plus 7, 28.
Write down Yagno's book. Write down Yagno's wand.
I got it.
You got it. Perfect.
Just make a note that they're on Sibelius's person.
Right.
And we'll say 150 gold.
All right, and then I book.
As you guys dart off in every which direction and converging on the tower, we are going to call it for the night.
No.
All right,
Oh,
this
no.
steward is dead.
I'm
Gehenna
prepared
will be
for this.
thrown into chaos, and Albric's life hangs in the balance. We will see.
We're never gonna save this man. He keeps moving.
We will
Your
see.
princess is in another tower.
For like 20 levels.
Yep. We will see how this all unfolds next week when we return. Thank you for everyone who showed up. Thank you to the new people. I saw a lot of new people.
Yeah.
in around, and
Thank
that's
you.
really cool to see. If you let us know how show your appreciation. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Reach out to us, talk to us,
Follow, subscribe.
follow, subscribe,
Right up
love
here.
us. We love you.
Yeah, and follow us on our socials and pay attention because, like we said, next week, Friday, we will be coming out with a Vampire the Masquerade one-shot.
Yep.
I don't know why I'm still talking like Gilly.
Oh, no, you know.
We're all having trouble with voices.
We're workshopping a lot of new different content. We're going to be doing
Yes.
some more experimenting and stuff now that we all have things settled and stuff. And got a big thing coming for Dice Priority, so keep a lookout. Yeah, Vampire the Masquerade one shot in 2 Fridays. Christmas one shot on the 26th.
Yeah.
Some occasional Divinity streams here and there. Gotta keep a
Probably
lookout for them.
Divinity at least once this weekend.
Follow our Instagram for funny memes, our Twitter for good updates, and just,
And Facebook.
yeah,
For
tell your friends.
Yeah.
I don't know, what
Kind of
what other plugging can we do?
Animal Helper.
yeah,
make
I'm
sure
an
make sure
animal
to use, if you shop on Amazon, make sure to select shop through Amazon Smile and select Animal Helper as your charity of choice.
Animal
that
Helper New Orleans. They
New
have a
Orleans.
fleur-de-lis. It's white background with blue fleur-de-lis.
Yeah.
And they recently had a lot of expenses on some of the animals that they're helping, so they need all the help you guys can give.
Oh yeah.
It's the giving time of year. Please go give for them.
Yeah, they have a lot of vet bills right now.
Yes.
And subscribe to us because
Yes.
we like money.
Well, it helps. It helps. I mean, we
Well, it
everything
helps us
we
to
make,
put out
we're
new
putting it back
content.
in the stream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it
Yeah.
not just helps us put out new content, but it helps us bring you better content
Yeah, we'll
because we can
Upgrade the equipment.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
as starting out, we have what we cobbled together and it's working,
Yeah.
but we could do better. Help us do better.
We will see you all next week in the wonderful world of Ada.
Goodbye.
Gotta have my transition ready. Join us next week.